season at a program. Hoosiers head coach Curt Cignetti.
You got to look at his on-the-field production, particularly in the most critical moments of the football game and how he's performed at the end of the game. He's a tremendous human being that does everything really the right way in terms of preparation, community outreach, leadership.
Mendoza is now up to 36 passing touchdowns this season, a new single-season record for an Indiana quarterback. Mendoza now looks to become the 10th quarterback to win the Heisman and national championship in the same season as the Hoosiers chase their first title.
Yeah, I'm very confident the way this team is playing. I think it's not just myself. I think our entire team and our coaching staff really enjoys football. We really enjoy football, and I think that's why we work so hard at it, and we work really hard every single day, because not only do we enjoy football, we also enjoy winning, and we know what that takes. So every single day, we're always going to put our best foot forward.
And Mendoza nearly spotless against Alabama in the Rose Bowl. 14 of 16, 194 yards, 3 scoring strikes. 4th game this season with more touchdown passes than incompletions. He joined the Pat McAfee show when asked when he realized the Indiana defense was as good as it is.
Yeah, the first couple of days of spring camp, I was like, wow, this defense is either the best defense in the country or I'm not as good as I thought I was. so having that experience and be able to play against such a great defense through spring ball, through fall camp, giving myself a ton of tough days and a ton of tough looks, a lot of tricky looks, because Coach Hayne really does cook up the defensive looks. It's helped myself develop so much as a quarterback, and I would say every part of the defense, whether it's defensive line, whether it's the second level or the third level, they're all intricate in their own ways, and they all play in such harmony and symphony with a great synergy, all towards a common goal of trying to disguise.
Hey, what's up, DB?
Confuse the quarterback.
How you doing, bro?
Fernando, looking ahead to the Peach Bowl, how much can you guys take away?
Yeah, let's promote it. Let's promote your channel. Let's try to get you up to 11,000.
Big win when everyone was kind of saying, "Hey, is Indiana still for real?"
Yeah, Autzen Stadium was a fantastic environment, and we had pre-snap troubles that game. We had a couple false starts.
We got Oregon, Indiana tonight,
I think that having that home field advantage in Atlanta, which you never know until you get there in the game.
Oh, dude, I appreciate that, bro. You don't have to do that.
We're not going to have to go.
It's all good, man. I want to just help you out.
Because of how far
We got to get some of these other people to donate too as well.
And as well as just it being a neutral site game, it's usually 50-50.
But brother, I appreciate you, man.
More fans on our side.
Thank you for everything you've done for me, bro.
And
I try to promote you any way I can.
Week 5 or week 6, going to play against such a great defense led by their coach, Coach Lupoy, and just an overall great team that is always motivated with Coach Lanning. It spoke a testament to that point of the season that we could really do this, and we were destined to become a great team and be able to make the college football playoffs. And I think throughout the entire season we've been able to prove that point. However, beating a good team twice, not a good team, a great team twice, is extremely difficult. They're star-studded on both offense and defense.
Throughout the game, I'm going to be telling people to go over to your channel. Have the touchdowns on this game. This should be a high-scoring game.
Having to play them twice is going to be tough. It's going to be a great challenge.
I'll tell people to go over there and watch the highlights of the touchdowns.
Is it you just read the defense and dictate that? The defense dictates where you're going because you have all these guys, and no matter who you're going to, it's the right decision.
Yeah, so our first game is Old Dominion. It was a rough game for myself because I thought, wow, I'm an anticipated transfer. I need to go out there, and I really need to be, not Superman, but just try to show everybody that I'm such a great quarterback and make all these insane throws and kind of run all over the place. And that game I actually had 0 passing touchdowns. I actually searched it up later. It was the first time a Heisman quarterback's ever had 0 touchdowns in the first game. So, able to bounce back from that. But after that game, my quarterback coach and I, we sat down and we said, hey, you just got to be a point guard. All you got to do is be a point guard, distribute the ball. When the defense gets too much depth, just check it down. And there was one play in Alabama that actually set us up for our second touchdown. That was great, that one of our running backs, Black, got open on a check down and ran for 12 yards. So it was really about being a point guard. We have such a great offensive line, such great receivers, and we also have such a fantastic run game that we're all going to be able to complement each other, and all I need to do is be the most efficient quarterback possible. So that's been my goal throughout the entire season, and there's been many games where I've had a really high completion percentage or been really efficient, such as the Alabama game, and I believe that's the best way to help my team, so I'm going to keep on doing it every single game.
Indiana 2 wins away from becoming the first FBS team to win 16 games in a season. This is a game that could very well feature the top 2 picks in the coming NFL draft.
Guys, we got Indiana, Oregon
Moore. Pete
coming
Thamel
up
on
in
draft
about
status for
15
this pair
minutes.
of signal callers.
That conversation starts with, will Dante Moore come out? Indiana has essentially revealed its quarterback plans by paying big money to bring Josh Hoover from TCU. We know what Indiana's plan is at quarterback next year. Fernando Mendoza hasn't said it out loud, but actions dictate the obvious. Dante Moore, there is still a belief in the Oregon building that he could return to school next year. He has not given them a definitive decision yet. And look, it would create a fascinating debate if he does go to the NFL. They'd be probably 1 versus 2. Obviously, you have 2 quarterback needy teams with the Raiders and the Jets sitting right there. I talked to a couple scouts today, guys. The debate really isn't much of a debate. They feel like Mendoza is just much more ready and a much safer prospect. Now, there is an argument that Dante Moore may have more arm talent, that maybe in the long term, he could be a better prospect. But look, when you see him out there tonight, especially in person, he's a slight guy. There's an opportunity for him to grow physically, to grow in his game, to grow in his processing and his decision-making. But for Mendoza, one scout summed it up for me this way today. He said he could go play right now and score 28 points for the Raiders tomorrow.
Mendoza and Moore have to prove that today is a day for doing. Brought to you by the Home Depot, how doers get more done. We are coming to you from the All-State Studios. Coming up next on College Football Live, presented by LinkedIn Jobs, we'll hear from Oregon coach Dan Lanning on how he plans to reverse the result of that October loss to Indiana. Then it's kickoff for the Ducks and Hoosiers. This is the College Football Playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Quick break. Want to make a big play on your next paint project? Go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer. Only at the Home Depot. With over 1,000 colors, exceptional hide, and advanced stain blocking, Behr Marquee is built to stand up to real life. No do-overs, no wasted weekends. Just bold color and a finish that holds strong. One coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee. Only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One Coat Hide Collection.
Is it Who's Your Daddy? Or is it Quack Quack Oregon Ducks? Who you guys got tonight?
The new era of college football has arrived. So while you're celebrating new conferences, new playoff formats, and an all-new season of Fansville, grab some ice-cold Dr. Pepper from your local retailer all season long. College football. It's a Pepper thing.
We are coming to you from the All-State Studios. Jim Basketball back on College Football Live, presented by LinkedIn Jobs. Kickoff for Oregon, Indiana, moments away in that Week 7 loss. Oregon season lows and offensive points, total yards, while allowing a season-high 6 sacks. Takes us to today's trivia, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. In his 4 seasons as Duck coach, Dan Lanning has a 48-7 record. That's the second-best record among FBS teams during that time, who is the only team with more wins. Again, trivia brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It's not bowl season without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a Pepper thing. Lanning's Ducks 18-2 versus Big Ten opponents with him on the sideline. The Oregon coach joined our Quint Kesnick.
Coach, it's been an interesting and chaotic 8 days or so, but today is about football. What emotions are you dealing with when that foot is going to hit the leather and you actually get to coach football?
Yeah, he's going to check out and enjoy the game. It's going to be a lot of fun today.
Dante Moore attacking this illusion defense. You talked about the way they change pictures. What's important for him?
Yeah, just play his game. That's it. Do what he does every day in practice.
What have you seen from him in his preparation?
He's been unbelievable. Excited to see him work.
What's most encouraging about what you've seen?
I got the same quarterback I've been watching all year that's really damn good. So that's encouraging for me.
When you pick your poison defensively, Indiana, good offensive line, obviously a talented quarterback. How do you prioritize what to focus on stopping?
Well, you focus on each guy doing their job because every play has somebody that's designed to do something, and we got to be prepared for each guy to do their 111. They can throw the ball, they can run it. We got to be able to defend both.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
It's been incredible to watch, to get to this point as that team.
When I started in this business, I remember doing a game at Indiana, and they were the worst.
I think you can already say that this is the greatest turnaround job in the history of college football.
21-yard touchdown pass. Fernando Mendoza fires end zone. He's got the red who makes the catch. Touchdown, Indiana.
Incredible what Kurt Cignetti and this staff have done in such a short period of time.
Quarterback matchup tonight could be the first 2 names off the board in Pittsburgh.
Dante Moore races to the right edge. He's in past the pylon with a touchdown, Ducks.
Ultimately, you see guys getting better and better each week.
What do you guys think? Is this game for the number 1 overall pick, or does Mendoza have it locked up?
Touchdown, Oregon.
Fernando, what have you seen from your team
team this week?
I see my team still stay humble and hungry.
If you're Dan Lanning, conversely, you got to tell your guys, hey, they beat us one time. Can they do it again?
It doesn't matter anymore who won that first matchup, just who wins tonight, because that team plays for the national championship. For the call of Oregon, Indiana, let's send you to Atlanta and our team of Quint Kesnick, Alyssa Lang, Dusty Dvorak, and Dave Pasch.
Well, Jim, in 10 days, when the Miami Hurricanes take the field at Hard Rock Stadium, it literally will be a home game for Miami against either Indiana or Oregon. And while today here in Atlanta certainly is not a home game for Indiana, it feels like a home game, and you can hear it right now as the Hoosiers take the field. We are guessing, just looking around us here, that it's about 90 to 95% red in this stadium. And why not? When you've had a year like this, Dusty, you might as well live it up as a Hoosier fan, because you may never get back. Although we thought that last year when Indiana made the college football playoff. They've taken it a step further this year, and now they're one win away from playing from a national title.
It looks like Bloomington South here in the ATL for this matchup. Cannot wait for this one, and you're exactly right. All Curt Cignetti did last year was outdo himself this season. Last year it felt like a good story. This year has been about proving that they aren't just going to be a good team this year, but it seems that they have real staying power at the top of college football.
All right, let's get to your game plan, brought to you by LinkedIn. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/CFB. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, Fernando Mendoza has been masterful all season, especially in the biggest moments, the biggest games.
Hey, what's up, Aaron?
We'll see if that holds true.
How you doing,
here
bro?
Tonight. And for Dante Moore, he struggled the first time against this Indiana defense. Can they protect him? Can he get the football out to that bevy of playmakers he has outside? They are explosive. They have speed. And I can't wait to see how Dante Moore fares this go-around against this Hoosiers defense.
All right, let's check in with our two reporters who will be down on the field throughout the game. Let's start with Alyssa Lang.
Thanks, guys. So much has been made of this being a rematch. It's the fourth regular season rematch in this year's college football playoff field, the sixth in the history of the CFP. The regular season loser has won all but one of these rematches. Now, so much credit goes to Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winner, and this offense. But how about the defense? Defensive coordinator Brian Haynes said it's the first time he's ever done this being play a regular season team again in a postseason situation. He said this week has been a delicate balance between correcting and nitpicking what went well back in week 7. Just because it worked last time doesn't necessarily mean he needs to see it again, but maybe in some cases it does. He acknowledges that two different teams will be out on the field today. They'll look to be incredibly diverse with their scheme and disguising blitzes. The best way to get Oregon off schedule, confuse their quarterback Dante Moore, keep him guessing, and have him play mind games. Now let's
Hey, what's up, Brad?
Oregon sideline.
Who you got, Ducks or Hoosiers?
Oregon is dealing with a depleted running back room. They're without 4 running backs tonight.
I think this game's for the number one overall pick.
Who's their second leading rusher on the season with 15 touchdowns. He's their best short yardage runner. Late this week, Noah Whittington was placed on the injury list as questionable. I watched him warm up. He looked good to go, although indications are that he will not start. And we'll see the freshman, De'Air Hill, who's got 70 carries on the season, is known for his ability to run the ball on the outside, on the fringes. The 3 running backs, plus Davidson, who are out, is Mekhi Hughes, Jaden Lamar, and Dejon Riggs. This is an interesting situation, Dave. They've actually activated 2 defensive players to take reps this week in practice at the running back position.
And those guys will be playing in the game only in an emergency situation. Obviously, with the way Indiana's offense has been humming lately, scoring 38 against Alabama, Oregon would love to run the ball, take some pressure off Dante Moore, and then that would keep Fernando Mendoza in that offense on the sideline.
And both of these defenses tonight have been outstanding all season. Indiana, number 2 scoring defense in all of college football. And Oregon not far behind. 9th in scoring defense, but 4th in total yards allowed. Going to be some physicality and a lot of defense on display here tonight. Everybody talks about the offense and the quarterbacks, and De'Air Hill Jr.'s got a great opportunity in front of him here tonight, but both of these defenses have been dialed in all season long.
Indiana won the toss and deferred, so Oregon will get the ball first. Oregon, the number 5 seed in this playoff field at 13-1. The lone loss against Indiana back on October 11th. The Ducks have won 8 in a row since. Indiana 14-0, ranked number 1. Curt Cignetti, the head coach, first ever back-to-back AP National Coach of the Year. Alabama won the Rose Bowl for the first time ever, beating Alabama 38-3. Oregon took care of James Madison 51-34 in the first round in Eugene. Then at the Orange Bowl in the quarterfinals, led 6-0 at halftime against Texas Tech, ended up winning the game 23-0. Oregon is wearing white uniforms today, all white with green numbers and the green and yellow helmets. Indiana with the red tops and the white pants. And Indiana will kick off left to right from its 35-yard line. Jeremiah McClellan for Oregon is deep, standing on his goal line. A spot in the national championship game on the line tonight. Miami, a winner last night, overall miss. And the game on January 19th will be at Hard Rock in Miami.
What's up, Carden?
And a short kickoff end over end taken on the 5 by McClellan. Up the middle 10. And he's knocked down short of the 20-yard line at the 19 by Byron Baldwin. A big hit on special teams.
Here we go, first draft for Oregon.
Fundamentally, offense, defense, and in transition. And so here comes Dante Moore. A transfer from UCLA, 3rd in the country in completion percentage. He was the MVP of the Orange Bowl, but didn't throw a touchdown pass in that game, and he struggled and lost Indiana back in the regular season. He had a season-high 2 interceptions in that game. We have an injured player, so both teams came out to the field and now are going back to their respective sidelines. Oregon on the near side, Indiana on the far side. And it's an Indiana Hoosier. Can't see the number down at the 25-yard line on the far side. All right, it's number 1. There's 2 number 1s, but it's the defensive back, Amari Farrell, that's shaken up for Indiana, but he's up on his feet and heading to the far sideline. So now Oregon's offense back on the field, and it will be De'Aaron Hill, the true freshman. He had 76 yards and a touchdown against James Madison, so he has played here in the playoff, but he will get more work tonight than he's had all season. First down for the Ducks on their 20-yard line. Take a long time in the huddle. The play clock's at 15, and Oregon is still in the huddle. And now they break with about 10 of the play clock. 3 seconds into the game. Moore in shotgun. Receivers right and left. Snap to Moore. He'll throw. 3-step drop. Fires to the left. Picked off at the 20-yard line. And return for a touchdown.
Pick 6. First play.
On the first play from scrimmage, a pick 6 for Indiana. 11 seconds into the game. It is 6-0 Hoosiers. We thought this place was rocking before the game. Listen to it now.
Took him a long time to get out of the huddle.
Throws it right to Indiana on the first play of the game, and Pons had an easy run back 20 yards for a touchdown. Radicic on for the point after the kick is on the way, and good to make it 7-0 Indiana. 11 seconds into the game. Indiana plus 19 on the year in turnover margin.
Well, D'Angelo Pons has been fabulous all season. First team all Big Ten. It's a simple, quick out to the near sideline. And the vision on the quarterback from D'Angelo Pons, he essentially runs this route, jumps it, makes the interception, and finishes it off. Getting past the attempted tackle by Dante Moore at the goal line. Just an incredible start for this Indiana defense. Such a good read and reaction, jumping that football by the junior corner for Indiana.
The Rose Bowl defensive MVP. It has been Indiana's year and Indiana's start to this game. And now you got to wonder what's going on in the head of Dante Moore. He'll get back on the field here momentarily when Indiana kicks off. And for the second time in 11 seconds.
He had 2 picks the first time back in Eugene when they played earlier this season. But that wasn't until later in the football game. And to your point, mentally now, where is Dante Moore? How does he respond? How does he bounce back? After it seemed as if D'Angelo Ponce was in the offensive huddle, anticipating and knowing exactly what was coming on that opening play.
Wayne Warren kicks it deep left to right, sidewinding kick will go over the head of the return man into the end zone for a touchback. Let's try this again. Here comes Dante Moore in the Oregon offense. Moore's 10th interception of the season. He backed up Dylan Gabriel.
They sacked him 6 times in the first game, picked him off twice.
20 years of age, a lot
Now
of
picked him
discussion.
on the first play.
You heard Pete Thamel in the pregame show about whether this is Moore's last college game or whether he will return to Eugene to try to get more experience. 1st and 10 on the Oregon 25. They'll go 4 wide here, 2 right and 2 left with Dier Hill in the backfield. Moore's going to hand it off to Hill off the left side. He's cut down at the 29, a gain of 4. It's Pons on the stop. He just had the interception return for a touchdown.
Heavy personnel, multiple tight ends in the game, bunch set to the near side. They run that toss. And one thing about Dier Hill, he has excellent speed on the perimeter. The most explosive of these backs. He comes into tonight, Dave, averaging over 8 yards a carry. Nice pickup on 1st down.
Jay Harris is in now at running back on 2nd down and 6 on the Oregon 29. Bunch formation to the right, single receiver left. Snap to Moore inside run, now busting it to the outside right. Jay Harris at the 30, 1st down 35. Shoved out of bounds at the 37 by Jamari Sharp. And
First
so
down,
a gain of
Oregon.
about 9 that time and a 1st down for Oregon, and that should settle down Dante Moore and the Ducks offense.
An important couple of runs here to find some success. They find it off the right side. No one set the edge for the Indiana defense. And a nice pickup by Jay Harris.
1st and 10 on the Oregon 36. A minute and 15 seconds into the game. It's 7-0 Oregon. Moore under center. Harris the lone back. Moore takes
7-0
play-action
Indiana,
pass.
actually.
And it's a screen to the right, caught by Harris at the 40, stumbles, but keeps his feet to the 45, breaks the tackle, and has a 1st down on the far side of the 48-yard line. A 12-yard gain and a 1st down for Oregon, which is close to midfield.
Well, it's a good play call by Will Stein. Aggressive Indiana front gets up the field. Dante Moore locates Harris out of the backfield, set up perfectly. The all Big 12 center, Poncho Lalulu, with an excellent job getting to that linebacker, helping spring that 1st down reception.
Ball on the 48 of Oregon, 1st and 10. Out of the pistol is Moore with Harris behind him. Ball on the far hash mark. Snap to Moore and a handoff off left tackle, and Hill is past midfield into Indiana territory and brought down at the 49. So a gain of 3. Tyreek Tucker, a first-team All-Big Ten defensive lineman, made the tackle. We are 2.5
Got it on
minutes in.
slow mode,
It's
Cardin.
7-0 Hoosiers, but Oregon
Can't spam it.
is cross midfield.
Apologize,
Going with a
bro.
little tempo here on 2nd down and 7 at the Indiana 49. A bunch set to the left, single receiver right. Kenyon Sadiq, the outstanding tight end, lined up in the slot right. Harris in the backfield to the left of Moore takes the snap. 3-step drop. Moore looking left and fires complete inside the 35 down to the 31-yard line. And now the ball came out at the end. It was a pass that was on target and should have been caught by Jamari Johnson. He could not hang on to it. And it is 3rd down and 7.
The Jamari Johnson running a corner route. That ball hits him right in the hand. Just a blatant drop. The 6'5", 257-pound tight end has really come on strong. He bangs the ground in frustration after that drop.
He'll be a late round drop
3rd
pick.
and 7 for Oregon at the
Jamari
Indiana
Johnson.
49, 12-17 to go. In the opening quarter, it is 7-0 Indiana. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Moore in shotgun. Snap to Moore. 5-man rush, pass over the middle, caught at the 45, far side of the 40. Malik Benson, and he's got a first down. So a gain of 9 on 3rd down and 7. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 40 of Indiana.
Ball came out quick. Shallow crosser from the speedster, Malik Benson. They brought pressure off the near side. It was getting home, but a nice job by Dante Moore, staying poised with the pressure coming, locating the open Benson going across the middle, and nice yards after the catch. That speed from Benson is really impressive.
Other than the drop, a nice response so far by Oregon after the pick six, 11 seconds into the game. 1st and 10 at the Indiana 40. To the wide side of the field is one receiver, two to the short side, and Moore takes and hands it off up the middle. Harrison in the backfield, able to break the tackle and dive forward for about 3 or 4 to the 37. So a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7, nearing 11 minutes to go in the first. 7-0 Hoosiers.
Jay Harris really stepping up here. He got contacted in the backfield. Kai Kamara, good job getting penetration. He hit him about a yard in the backfield, but Harris able to shrug off the initial defender and pick up a couple of yards.
8th play of this drive. 2nd down and 7 at the 37 of Indiana. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right. Out of the shotgun is Moore. Moore takes, and they're going to run Harris off left side, 35-yard line down to about the 32. They'll be short of a first down by a couple yards. A gain of 5 that time, brought down by Elijah Hardy, second-team All-Big Ten linebacker.
Left side of the offensive line, the interior, Emmanuel Pregnon, the left guard. Did a good job paving that path. Good push from this Ducks offense in the run game on this drive.
10-minute mark, opening quarter, 7-0 Indiana. 3rd down and 3 for Oregon at the 33 of the Hoosiers. Moore in shotgun, Harris to his left. 2 receivers to both sides of the formations. Snap to Moore, deep set, and fires underneath, over the middle, complete to Harris for a first down inside the 30. He's dumped at the 28-yard line, but it's a gain of 5 and another pickup through the air on 3rd down to move the chains.
Well, the protection was there to give Dante Moore the time he needed to locate his running back, who really went right over the top of the football. Good check down from Dante Moore, and Jay Harris continues to be the focal point of this drive.
26 attempts for Harris on the season coming in. 3 catches. He's in the portal, but playing a big role tonight. First down at the 28 of Indiana. Hill is back in at tailback. 2 receivers right, 1 left. And a shotgun snap, and keeping it as Moore straight ahead. Inside the 25 and dragged to the ground of the 23 by Boykin. So a gain of 5 as we hit the 9-minute mark of the opening quarter. 7-0 Indiana, but the Ducks are on the move.
Kind of wondered going into this, would we see Dante Moore utilize more as a runner, given the deficiencies and depth at running back? It's a solid pickup there on first down once again. Fakes to Sadiq on an end around, and he hits it north and south immediately. Good open running room for the quarterback.
Gain of 6. Moore also has 26 passing yards on this drive on 3 of 4. 2nd and 4th, the Indiana 22. Moore under center. Hill the lone setback. Moore takes. It's a play fake. A boot to the right. Short throw to the right. Caught by Sadiq. First down inside the 20. Knocked out of bounds right at the 17. He needed to get to the 18. So it's a first down for Oregon as they're in the red zone.
Well, the success running the football opens up that play-action boot. They get Dante Moore outside the pocket, move that launch angle, and he locates one of the best tight ends in college football. Kenyon Sadiq is freaky athletic. Nice job, one-on-one coverage. Isaiah Jones, the linebacker, typically very good, lost the step, and it's another first down for the Ducks.
About a 7-minute drive, and now Indiana calls a timeout.
Timeout, Indiana. It is their first.
So with 8:04 to go in the opening quarter, it's 7-0 Indiana, but Oregon is threatening in the red zone when we come back. You're listening to the College Football Playoff Semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
I'm Serena
Moore
Williams,
looks like he settled
and I'm
down after
healthier
throwing
on
that
Row.
pick six.
I've lost 34 pounds in a year with GLP-1s, diet, and exercise. On Row, you can access GLP-1 options, including the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss. Go to row.co/Williams to see if you qualify. 14 to 20% average weight loss in 1 year in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight with a weight-related medical condition versus 2.2% to 3.1% in placebo arm. RX only. To stay informed about serious side effects, go to row.co/safety.
Quick break. Want to make a big play on your next paint project? Go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer. Only at the Home Depot. With over 1,000 colors, exceptional hide, and advanced stain blocking, Behr Marquee is built to stand up to real life. No do-overs, no wasted weekends, just bold color and a finish that holds strong. One coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One Coat Hide Collection.
This week on ABC Hockey Saturday, we're going old school. A great rivalry that dates back to 1926, and they just don't like each other. In this corner, the Broadway Blue Shirts. Panarin down the middle, score! Against the black and gold. Pasternak, he scores! There's nothing like homemade pasta. That's the battle in Beantown. ABC Hockey Saturday, presented by Honda. Rangers Bruins. Saturday at 1 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app.
Seconds for station identification. You're listening to the College Football Playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. An interception return for a touchdown on Oregon's first play. But the Ducks now on a 11-play drive, the 12th play coming up, and it's a 1st and 10 on the Indiana 17. As they've taken almost 7 minutes off the clock. Again, Indiana scored 11 seconds into the game. There's 8:04 left in the first, 7-0 Hoosiers.
And finding good success running the football on first down, averaging 4 yards running on first down on this drive. And Dante Moore clearly settled down and doing a much better job shrugging off that opening interception.
Appreciate the like, guys.
More 28 touchdown passes during the regular season. Good for 10th in the country. Just 2 rushing touchdowns. We did see him use his feet on a run for 6 yards earlier on this drive. He's under center on 1st and 10 on the far hash mark of the Indiana 17. Jay Harris, the lone setback. 2 tight ends in the game. And now a third. 1 on the left side, 2 on the right. More under center. Takes the snap, hand off the stretch play to the right. In trouble is Hill in the backfield, and he's knocked down for a loss of 2 at the 19-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Setback of 2 yards.
Killer right there.
They tried to run that outside stretch to the far side behind those 2 tight ends, and it was excellent penetration from Indiana, negating the outside run and a big tackle for loss.
That was Hardy. Elijah Hardy, his 15th tackle for a loss on the season. So 2nd down and 12 for Oregon at the 19 of Indiana. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun set for Moore. Flanked to his right by De'Aaron Hill Jr. Hill motions now wide right. Snap to Moore. Straight drop. Has time. Everybody covered. Moore dancing in the pocket. Now fires deep right into the end zone. Incomplete. Over the head of the tailback, De'Aaron Hill Jr. was leaking out of the backfield on the right sideline, but he just threw it really.
Yeah, that first down play hurt him. When they lost 2 yards, then he's got to do too much on 2nd down.
Daniel Ndukwe doing a nice job in coverage, man to man. They went man there, stayed with the running back the entire time out of the backfield.
So 3rd down and 12 on the 19 with 7:16 to go in the first. Noah Whittington checking in at running back for the first time today. Listed as questionable coming in. 4 receivers set. Moore in shotgun. Indiana showing blitz. Snap to Moore. Blitz coming. It's picked up. Moore has time. Fires over the middle. And it's caught for a touchdown. Wow. Jamari Johnson down the right seam. Is into the end zone. And what a response by Oregon. An extra point away from tying the game with 7:11 to go.
They picked up the blitz that time. In the first game, they weren't picking up the blitz. Moore had time to throw this time.
Huge response by Dante Moore and this Ducks offense. Indiana dialed up the pressure. They brought 3 guys off the near side, but the pressure unable to get home, and the size mismatch of Jamari Johnson at 6'5", as you mentioned, Dave, right up the seam, and a strike delivered from Dante Moore.
Atticus Sappington on for the extra point to tie the game. Snap, spot, and the kick is up and good. A 14-play, 75-yard drive that took 7 minutes and 38 seconds off the clock. Oregon goes 3 for 3 through the air on 3rd down. And with 7:11 to play in the first, it is tied at 7. This is the College Football Playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
We're going to see if Mendoza can respond here.
Hey, it's Greg McElroy from the Always College Football Podcast. Check out our current episode where we preview the college football playoff semifinals and give you a little look.
So Moore throws a
into
pick
the transfer
six.
portal. Download it anywhere
And then
you
he
get your
needs a
podcasts.
drive for a touchdown for Oregon on 3rd and 12. It's Johnson.
John Harbaugh, Gonzo from the Ravens. The concept of me, NFL owner, human. I have a playoff team, and I'm considering canning my own coach to bring in this guy. What happens if you win the Super Bowl? Like, what? I just that to me is coaching carousel.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Bozo Brigade gone haywire. Clinton and Friends. Weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Steelers fans want to get rid of Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, Oregon looked good on that first drive.
This guy is
Well, on the first drive, he threw a pick six, but the second drive, I'm talking about. They had 5 first downs.
Last night. I don't care what Pat Costello
And Johnson
says.
even dropped one, too.
You lose every year. I don't care. He's there.
So Moore looks like he settled down from that pick
Weekday morning
6.
starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2. You're listening to the College Football Playoff Semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Big pass, Dusty Dvorak, Alyssa Lang, and Quentin Kesnick. We have not seen Indiana's offense yet. We will hear momentarily, but the game is tied at 7. 7:11 to go in the first quarter. An interception return for a touchdown by Pons on the first play from scrimmage. Oregon gets the ball back as its second longest drive of the season, ending in a touchdown pass by Moore to tie the game.
Noah Whittington, we have not seen in running the football or catching it, but he made a key block on Isaiah Jones, who was coming off the left edge, and allowed the time for Dante Moore, and the route from Jamari Johnson was outstanding. Head fake out to the right, and then he gets back up vertical, up the seam. Safety was unable to get back over the top, but as soon as Johnson cleared the linebackers, Dante Moore had that football on his big tight end.
So Sappington will kick it off for Oregon from his 35-yard line right to left with Roman Hemby, the kick returner, back on his goal line. The Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza, about to take the field. Indiana's first ever winner. And it's a deep kick right to left that will go over Hemby's head for a touchback. So Mendoza, who also won the Davey O'Brien Award, Maxwell Award, Big Ten Player of the Year, was brilliant in the first round win over, the quarterfinal win rather, over Alabama. He was 14 of 16. 3 of those completions were touchdowns. He had 36 touchdown passes and only 6 interceptions on the year.
Well, he's very accurate with the football, Dave. Throws with touch, accuracy, can layer throws, and sneaky athletic at 6'5", 225.
He's in the pistol on first down from his 25 with Hemby behind him. He takes the snap, hands it off to Hemby, running to the left. And he is tackled only after a gain of 1 at the 26-yard line on the far side of the field by Dylan Thieneman. Transfer from Purdue. Safety, was a second-team All-America.
Thieneman is a tackling machine. Comes down with force from that safety position. Always around the football. A great tackler and a leader of this secondary.
2nd and 9 after the 1-yard pickup on the 26 of Indiana. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Mendoza in the gun, takes the snap, stands and looks to the left, throws. It is caught by Surratt at the 30, and he is stepped up immediately. Iffy Obadegu on the hit. It's a gain of about 4. It will bring up 3rd and 4.
Well, no quarterback has been better on 3rd down this season than Fernando Mendoza. With that pickup 3rd medium, Surratt, a big-time 3rd down target for this offense.
4 receivers, 2 right, 2 left. 3rd and 4 for Indiana on its 31. Shotgun snap, Mendoza. 3-step drop, looks to the far side, throws a back shoulder fade. It is caught in Oregon territory at the 47-yard line
What a
by
dime.
Surratt. He's pushed out of bounds in front of the Indiana bench on the far side by Obadegu, but it's a gain of 22. And Indiana in Oregon territory with
That's what he's good at, those back shoulders, 15-yard
What a
outs.
throw to the far sideline for Fernando Mendoza. The coverage is good.
Obidegu right there with Surratt, but they're so good at that slot fade back shoulder and good strength fighting back to the ball by Surratt.
First down to the Oregon 46. Shotgun snap and a run play straight ahead. Hemby puts his head down and gets drilled at the 42-yard line. Hard hitting opening 8 minutes. Jerry Mixon, inside linebacker, made the tackle. A gain of 4. Second down and 6 for Indiana. Nearing 5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter.
Two quality backs here for this Indiana offense. Roman Hemby, Kalon Black. You'll get a heavy dose of both as Black checks in the football game. Black, a thick, physical runner. He does a really nice job getting downhill in this offense.
He's to the left of Mendoza, who's in shotgun. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Second and 6 on the 42 of Oregon. And a penalty flag down, the first flag of the game.
False start. Offense, number 67. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Lil Benson, the right tackle, so that will make it second down and 11 at the Oregon 47.
A rare penalty for this Indiana football team. One of the fewest penalized teams in college football. 3rd fewest per game coming into tonight. At the right tackle with some early movement.
Second and 11 at the 47 of Oregon. They spread it out with 2 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun formation. Mendoza takes the snap, gives to Black, running straight ahead. And he's inside the 45, down to the 42, pushing the pile down near the 40-yard line before they finally blow the whistle. But a gain of 7 on the play will make it 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 4. 4 minutes to go here in the first. Game tied at 7 apiece. This is Indiana's first offensive drive of the game.
It's just physical running from Kalon Black. He's tough to hit. He's 5'10", maybe 210 plus. Runs behind his pads and kept those legs churning for some extra yards.
Mendoza in shotgun on 3rd down and 4 at the 40-yard line of Oregon. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Black is in the backfield to the right of Mendoza. Snap to Mendoza, short set, looking left all the way. Throwing complete, a first down at the 35 by the tight end, Nowakowski. And out of bounds at the 34-yard line, a gain of 6. On the far sideline, a new set of downs for Indiana.
Well, Nowakowski does all the dirty work for this offense. Really a glorified fullback, but he's lined up in the wing on the far side. Just a quick out route as he beats the coverage from the linebacker, Bryce Betcher. And a second 3rd down conversion for Mendoza.
First and 10 at the 35 of Oregon. 3:25 to go in the first. Snap to Mendoza out of pistol. Run play to the left side. Down to the 30 is Black. And to the 29. Tackled by Ashton Porter. Good pickup, though. 6 yards. On first down for Indiana. They'll be at the 29 of Oregon.
This Indiana offensive line works so well together as a unit. Good push off the left side and the low pads from Black. It's going to be a great matchup all night, Dave. This front of the Oregon Ducks is big, physical, but boy, this offensive line, they work so well as a unit.
Second and 4 on the 29 of Oregon. 3 receivers set. Shotgun formation. Mendoza takes the snap, and it's a run play. Big hole up the middle. Hemby's got the first down inside the 20 and down to the 17 before the tackle is made. But it's a gain of 12 for Roman Hemby, who had 70 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first meeting with Oregon. And Indiana tied with 2.5 to go in the first inside the red zone.
Well, it's the Rose Bowl MVP, the center, Pat Coogan, does an excellent job getting push and movement on Amari Washington. And then it's Nowakowski getting up in the middle, getting that 3rd level, helping spring the run.
First down at the 17. Mendoza in the gun. To his right is Hemby. 2 receivers to the right. And it's a handoff to the left for Hemby at the 15. Stutter step, stays in bounds at the 10. Hugs the sideline far side, but stepped out at the 8-yard line. Pushed out of bounds at the 6, they say. Got the first down, so a gain of 11. It'll be first and goal at the 6.
Well, once again, it's Pat Coogan, multiple pullers on this run. Carter Smith in the center. Coogan gets all the way outside, gets a key block on the edge on Aaron Flowers to bring that big pickup.
First and goal on the 6-yard line. And they'll send 3 receivers to the near side right. Shotgun set for Mendoza. Mendoza to his left has Hemby, takes the snap and gives to Hemby up the middle. He's grabbed in the backfield and brought down to the 8-yard line. Ashton Porter makes the play, a 2-yard setback with 1:20 to go in the first. And the game tied at 7.
Good penetration there by Porter. Also, Bear Alexander changing the line of scrimmage. An impressive drive here for this Indiana offensive line. Really getting this ground game going, but A nice stop on first down.
So second down and goal at the 8-yard line. Play 11 of this drive for Indiana coming up. 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. Indiana 7, Oregon 7. Embiid's in the backfield with Mendoza, who's in shotgun. 2 receivers to the left side. 1 tight end on the right. Snap to Mendoza. Gonna throw. Fade. Left side into the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. Omar Cooper Jr. hauls it in before he steps out of bounds on the far sideline. And it's 13-7 Indiana with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. '37 touchdown pass of the season for Mendoza. Cooper with his 13th touchdown catch. He had 1 against Alabama. So Indiana's first offensive possession, storms down the field and scores. John for the point after the ball is down. The kick is up and good to make it 14-7 Indiana with 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. This is the college football playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
If you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, Grainger knows that you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use and product details, you're confident you'll soon have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
3 on the way for the win. He got it!
College Basketball Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's an SEC showdown in Gainesville.
Spins right to the baseline. He's held. The layup is good. And a chance for 3 at the line.
The 21st ranked Tennessee Vols face the Florida Gators. Number 21 Tennessee at Florida. Coverage begins tomorrow morning at 11:30 Eastern. With tip-off at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Evan Cohen.
Congratulations to the University of Miami and their quarterback, Carson Beck, on the huge win against Ole Miss, 31-27, advancing them to the national championship game. And let me congratulate all of those that said I was wrong, because you were right. Not wrong about the Canes. I thought they could do this, but wrong about their quarterback, Carson Beck, a seventh-year senior who spent the previous 6 years in Athens with the Georgia Bulldogs. I did not think it was the right move for the University of Miami to go out and get him as their starting quarterback. I didn't think he could do what he has now done, and that is take this team in a game management mode to the national championship game. I look at game management as a positive, but he managed the game beautifully last night, especially on that final drive. Down points late in the game. He leads a 15-play drive where he runs in for a touchdown to win the semifinal against Ole Miss, and he had not had a rushing touchdown since week 3. Carson Beck, you are almost a national champion, and I am wrong. On the Friday edition of Unsportsmanlike, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, we asked the question as to which player and or team has the most to gain by winning it all this year in the NFL. And oddly enough, a team we have talked about all season long has actually gotten a little quieter recently. That team are the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. We do remember they won it all a year ago, right? We do remember that Nick Sirianni quieted the critics, and so did Jalen Hurts by winning it all. It is clear to me that the two people that have the most to gain in the NFL this postseason are those two, coach and quarterback in Philadelphia. You can hate on them all you want. You could think that Sirianni should be replaced by Harbaugh and that Jalen Hurts is not a big-time quarterback. But if they win again, if they win back-to-back, if they go 2 in a row with those two guys, you can hate on them, but you're going to have to do so in Canton, Ohio. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Evan Cohen.
This is the college football playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Appreciate that like. Thank you.
And on the ESPN app.
With Indiana 14-7 with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter, let's check in with Quinn Kesnick down in the field.
Well, it is a sea of red here in Atlanta, and it's extremely noisy, which has forced Oregon to use their silent count. And the way it works for the Ducks is the right guard will tap the center, who then will snap it to quarterback Dante Moore. And on that last drive, the Ducks executed with that silent count. It's not something you expect in a college football semifinal. The second thing that jumps out at me, Dave, tight end height. between Jamari Johnson and Kenyon Sadiq, who goes 6'5" and 6'3", there is a height advantage over some of the secondary players from Indiana. Indiana, as a secondary, for the level, does not have the ideal length, and look for Oregon to take advantage of that matchup.
And Jamari Johnson had the Oregon touchdown catch, his third of the season. And Oregon will get the ball back. Indiana will kick off left to right from its 35-yard line. 40 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Pierre Hill Jr. is deep on his goal line, and Warren will boot it for Indiana. The winner moves on to the national championship game Monday, January 19th in Miami against Miami. The Hurricanes winners last night over Ole Miss.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
At the Burbo Fiesta Bowl.
Who you got, Hoosiers or you got Ducks?
Indiana trying to reach the national title game for the first time. Oregon's been there twice, 2015 and 2011, but lost both times. And the kick will go a few yards deep in the end zone. It'll be a touchback, so it gives us a chance to check with Alyssa Lang.
Yeah, guys, during Indiana's last offensive drive, the defense, specifically the defensive backs, were poring over the iPads, watching the tape. D'Angelo Pons, who was responsible for that pick six earlier in the game, pointing out tendencies to his teammates. He said,
I know you got
matchup,
Hoosiers,
knowing
John.
how familiar we are with each other means that we're going to have to mix some
Are
things
you a
up,
Colts
keep
fan
them
too?
guessing. I know what the receivers like to do. They know what I like to do. They were poring over the tape to try to keep Oregon out of the end zone this drive.
All right, out. Alyssa, first down and 10 on the Oregon 25 with Moore in shotgun, trips right. And a snap to Moore and a run to the right for Harris. He's up to about the 29 before he gets trampled. Aiden Fisher, first team All-Big Ten middle linebacker with the stick. It's a gain of 4.
First down success continues for the Ducks on the ground. They've been churning out on average about 4 yards a carry. Just really impressed with Jay Harris. He's got great size, 6'2", 224 pounds, running with a little bit of burst. A nice way to start this drive.
Yeah, the Colts gave the Chiefs a really good game earlier in the season.
Oregon snaps, they don't have to. Second down and 6 on the Ducks 29. 2 receivers right, 1 left. The game clock is at 1, and it will hit triple zeros, and the first quarter comes to an end. A lot of fireworks here early on in Atlanta. An interception return for a touchdown. Dante Moore and Mendoza both with touchdown passes at the end of the first quarter. It is 14-7. Indiana leading Oregon. This is the college football playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Well, they traded their first-round pick
I'm Serena
for
Williams, and
Sauce
I'm
Gardner.
healthier on Row. I've
And
lost
then he
34
ended up
pounds
getting
a
hurt.
year with
Just some bad
GLP-1s,
luck, bro.
diet, and exercise.
They were a really
On
good
Row,
team.
you can access GLP-1 options,
Jones got
including
hurt.
the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss. Go to row.co/Williams to see if you qualify. 14 to 20% average weight loss in 1 year in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight with a weight-related medical condition versus 2.2% to 3.1% in placebo arm. RX only. To stay informed about serious side effects, go to row.co/safety.
The Chiefs had a chance to get Jonathan Taylor, but they took Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
To the college football playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
They passed Dusty Dvorak, Alyssa Lang, and Quint Kesnick here at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta. 14-7, Indiana leads as we start the second quarter. So Oregon now has given up in the first quarter in 2 games against Indiana 24 points. In all their other games, a total of 20 points surrendered in the first quarter. And Oregon, with its third offensive possession, the first was an interception return for a touchdown by D'Angelo Pons 11 seconds into the game. Oregon was able to storm down the field about 7 minutes and score a touchdown to tie it up, but Fernando Mendoza with a touchdown pass late in the first quarter to give the Hoosiers a 7-point lead. Winner to play Miami in the national title game. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Shotgun formation for Dante Moore. Jay Harris to his right. Ball on the 29 of Oregon. 2nd and 6. The Ducks going left to right now. Moore barking out the call, takes the shotgun snap and gives. Straight ahead run for Harris, crossing the 30 and up to the 33 before he's brought down. A run of 4 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and short.
With the Colts, I'm a little younger than you.
Lowers
Peyton
his
Manning,
shoulder
Marshall
to a
Falk.
pile. It sets up 3rd, very manageable.
Third and a yard for Oregon, 30 seconds.
I started
into the
watching
second
football
quarter.
late
Ball at the
90s.
Ducks 34 of the fans here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Every seat is full, and just about every seat is wearing a red sweater or jersey. So with a crowd at a piercing level, Oregon snaps on 3rd and 1, tries to run to the right, and it's a tackle for a loss way back at the 31-yard line by Kamara. Jay Harris had nowhere to go as soon as he took the handoff from Moore. A 3-yard loss. It's 4th and 4, and Oregon will punt it away.
Wasn't John Harbaugh the quarterback of the Colts?
He's a defensive end on the
I
near
want to say
side,
he was.
and he's going to work inside the offensive tackle, get the initial hit.
Got him to an
and it's
AFC
Isaiah
championship.
Jones off the edge to finish off Harris.
Ferguson Reynolds back at his 17-yard line in the middle of the field to punt. Jonathan Brady for Indiana back at his 22 to receive. Snap. Punter rolls right, gets the kick away off the side of his foot, a line drive. It'll bounce at the 25. It rolls down inside the 20 and comes to a stop.
Yeah, everybody
at the
lost to the
18-yard
Steelers.
line. So ends up working out okay. A 50-yard punt, didn't look good initially, but got a huge bounce. 13:26 to go in the second quarter. Indiana 14, Oregon 7. You're listening to the College Football Playoff Semifinal. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Steelers in the AFC and 49ers and Cowboys in
Want
the
to make a
NFC.
big play on your next
Those
paint
teams
project?
dominated.
Go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer. Only at the Home Depot. With over 1,000 colors, exceptional hide, and advanced stain blocking, Behr Marquee is built to stand up to real life. No do-overs, no wasted weekends. Just bold color and a finish that holds strong. One coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee. Only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One Coat Hide Collection.
This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
You look at Ben Johnson and what he stripped Caleb Williams down from and built him back up. Now he plays under center. You look at Drake May and Josh McDaniels. He demands him playing under center. Is that something that has to be done with Michael Penix Jr. moving forward? Because I believe it benefits the entire offense as a whole.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. The Dominique Foxworth Show.
Harbaugh got fired. I was shocked but not surprised, if that makes any sense. Like, it seemed like something that could happen, but also it's still like he's been the coach there for 19 years, and he's won a Super Bowl. You normally take some time before you do something like that. The tough thing is, this team has been good enough to win
Oh,
a
Jim
championship
Harbaugh, that's
since
right. I always
Lamar's
get them
second year,
confused.
and they haven't yet.
John and Jim
It's
Harbaugh.
hard to look at that and say, like, the coach or somebody
From
has
what I remember,
Check out the Dominique
just
Foxworth
kind
Show.
of studying back in the day, there was a Colts-Chiefs playoff game, and the Colts beat them. It was low scoring, like 13-10 or something.
This is the college football playoff semifinal of the Chick-fil-A
This is back
Peach Bowl
mid-90s.
on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
13:26.
Yeah, you guys
to play in
beat
the
us in
first
a lot
half.
of
It is
playoff
14-7. Indiana leads Oregon. Dave
Got
Pass with
Andrew
Dusty
Luck in when he
Dvorak,
came
Melissa
back.
Lang, and Quint Kesnick.
Came back like
Indiana's
28
offense on the
points,
field
beat us.
momentarily. Fernando Mendoza threw his 37 touchdown pass on Indiana's first offensive drive, hitting Omar Cooper Jr. Mendoza's from Miami, went to Christopher Columbus High School, started out at Cal, transferred to Bloomington this year, and he's trying to get back home to play Miami for the national title.
Well, the Heisman's been flawless so far. 4-4 with that touchdown. The timing perfect on the touchdown pass to Mark Cooper Jr.
Yeah, I bet Harbaugh's the new Giants coach.
They have the ability to run it for 220 a game, throw it for 247.
I bet you he goes to New York.
41 yards through the air for Mendoza, 39 yards on the ground. We see that balance here already in this matchup with Oregon.
First and 10 for Indiana on its 18. Kalon Black will be the running back after a 99-yard effort against Alabama. He's just shy of 1,000 on the season. Roman Hemby, the starting tailback, he's over 1,000. They'll go with two tight ends, one to either side. And
I remember that
receivers
game.
to the right with Mendoza in shotgun. Oregon crowds the box.
Could
snap
not
to Mendoza,
stop him.
handoff Black up the middle. No running room whatsoever. Taken down at the point of attack by Thieneman. No gain on the play at the 18.
They love to walk.
Was that the game
Thieneman
Ty
down
Law had
toward
two
the line of
interceptions?
scrimmage. And really
Because I think Ty Law picked off Manning.
Edge of the defense coming in and making a nice tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
2 minutes into the second quarter. Indiana's second offensive possession. Black is the tailback to the right of Mendoza, lines up in shotgun, ball on the near hash mark. 2 receivers right, 1 left, 2nd and 10 on the Hoosier 18. Snap to Mendoza, hands it off, Black off left tackle, and he's only up
Yeah, Mike Vanderjack.
Tackle is made. Gain of 2 on the play.
That guy had a boot.
Betcher on the stop.
Remember when Peyton Manning
Pads popping down there from this Oregon
he
defense
came at
on
Mike
this drive.
Vanderjack in that
Bryce
interview?
Betcher, leading tackler in the Big Ten.
Yeah, it was crazy. We had no defense back then at all.
Nice job getting downhill.
That was the Trent Green, Priest Holmes, Tony Gonzalez.
2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Oregon showing with 2 players standing over the ball, and here they come.
We had a sick offensive line, too.
Running to the left of the 20. Breaks the tackle 25-30. Near side 35, and finally pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line. A gain of 21 on 3rd down and 8. As the quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, was able to sense the pressure, run left, and get upfield.
Well, they dialed up that blitz. They were mugged up in the A-gaps.
His mobility is so frustrating. Just when you think you got Mendoza, to run out of the pocket sneaky fast.
Keeps contained. Nice job by Mendoza, recognizing a hole in the defense, and then it's a foot race with Amari Washington that Mendoza wins.
Mendoza on shotgun on 1st down and 10 at the Indiana 41. Snap to Mendoza. He'll hand it off to Hemby running to the left, up to the 40. It's spilled at the 44-yard line by Betcher. That was Black on the carry. There's a penalty marker down with 11:32 to go.
That's what a lot of people don't talk about Mendoza is his mobility.
We had just
he turns a lot of 3rd and longs into 1st downs with his legs.
Personal foul. Illegal block below the waist. Defense, number 7. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. 1st down.
What's funny, he sounds like Tebow, right?
And I know that sounds weird to people.
Looks like Kirk Cousins, but he's going to be on the Raiders.
Those defensive players cannot take the legs out of the offensive
You just think of a mean, nasty player for the Raiders franchise, but bringing in a guy like Mendoza who talks like Tebow.
Nobi Degu takes out the legs of the center on the near side perimeter, and it draws the flag.
11-minute mark, second quarter, 14-7 Indiana. 1st down Hoosiers on the Ducks 40. Mendoza in the gun.
Oh,
Takes
yeah.
the snap, gives to Hemby running.
He's ready day one, too.
Inside the 40 and brought down at the 38. So just a 2 or 3 yard run that time for Roman Hemby.
They said early on the radio broadcast he could step in right now to the Raiders and score 28 points.
It is 2nd down and 7 at the 37 of Oregon. Inside 11 minutes to go. Indiana's kicker, Niko Radicic, has missed just 1 kick all season, extra point or field goal. They got to get a little bit closer for him, though.
At least he's got Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty.
Right now they're at the 37, 2nd down and 7. Trips left.
At least they built
left to right
with a couple offensive weapons for him.
Quick drop, throws left, batted in the air and incomplete. It'll bring him 3rd down and long. It was Betcher that got his hands up and knocked the ball to the ground.
First incompletion of the night for Fernando Mendoza, and Oregon bringing a lot more pressure here on this drive. Hands in the face of Mendoza and a big pass deflection.
First team.
I got a feeling Mendoza and Bowers are going to be a force for years to come.
A couple of years ago, Bryce Betcher made that play. 3rd and 7 at the 37 of Oregon. Mendoza takes, drops back to pass, hit, and he fumbles the ball. It's loose. It's picked up by Mendoza running right, back at his 45, and he's drilled for a sack back at the 44-yard line. A loss of about 18 on the play.
He's human.
It was Wyatt that was able to catch up to Mendoza and take him down after the ball came out when Mendoza dropped back and got hit by Wyatt.
Well, the true freshman, Nasir Wyatt, has excellent speed off the edge. He's working on 67 Benson and just beats him with speed. Comes flying in, grabs at the football, gets it loose. Mendoza grabs it. And it was Wyatt that never gave up on the play that ultimately gets Mendoza to the ground. Great individual effort by the true freshman, Nasir Wyatt.
Mitch McCarthy on the punt from the Indiana 30-yard line. Gary Bryant is deep. It's a deep kick. Bryant backpedals to his 7 on the far side. Runs right to the 10. Up to about the 12 and drop at the 14-yard line. 9:35 to go. First half. Indiana 14, Oregon 7. 48-yard punt. and a return of 6 yards. It'll be Oregon ball when we come back. This is the college football playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hey, what's up, John?
Rich Eisen Show.
Oh, it's 14-7 right now, John.
Rodgers and Cam Hayward walking off the field together.
Indiana's leading by 7. Moore had a pick six the very first play of the game. Then came back on the next drive, scored a touchdown on 3rd and 12, hit Johnson. Mendoza came back on the next drive, scored a touchdown. And then we kind of hit a stalemate ever since. We got 9 minutes left to go, second quarter. Indiana up 14-7.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health.
I was thinking it was going to be low scoring. I thought both defenses were going to
for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org
kind of dominate out there.
and find out how you can become one.
I was thinking like a 24-20 type of game.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Rich Eisen here. LinkedIn Jobs is stepping things up with their new AI assistant so you can feel confident you're finding top talent. Get this. Employees hired through LinkedIn are 30% more likely to stick around for at least a year compared to those hired through the leading competitor. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it.
The one I'm worried about is Dante Moore with the Jets. I just hope the Jets don't start him day one. He needs a while to kind of learn an offense.
Terms and conditions apply.
As a sports fan, you want the best way to watch your favorite
I think
teams
Mendoza
at home.
can
And
pick
now
up
you
an
can
offense
experience game day
pretty
in all its
quickly.
glory with a Samsung Super
I think
Big
Moore
TV.
needs a
It's
red
super
shirt
big
year.
and super clear, giving you a closer view than the sidelines. And you can go big without the blur, thanks to the supersized picture enhancer, even on our biggest TVs. So get ready for your game day with the ultimate fan-worthy TV at Samsung.com. Supersized picture enhancer utilizes
Yeah, did you
AI-based
see what Aaron
formulas
Glenn did with
available on
Aaron
85-inch and
Rodgers?
larger TVs on models Q1
Basically
70F and above.
sent Aaron Rodgers out the door. He wanted to stay in New York. He took Justin Fields over Aaron Rodgers.
To the college football playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Indiana 14, Oregon 7, 9:35 to play second quarter. Here's Quint Kesnick down on the field.
Oregon dialing up some pressures on that last drive from the defensive coordinator, Tosh LaPoy. One of two coordinators who are coaching perhaps their last game if Oregon doesn't win here for the Ducks. Tosh heading off to be the head coach of Cal. Offensive coordinator Will Stein is going to be the head coach of Kentucky. Leaving Dan Lanning with a chaotic last 8 days. You got a transfer portal open. You've got two coordinators who are moving on to bigger and better jobs. And you've got a college football playoff semifinal. A lot of moving parts for Oregon.
It's certainly part of the idiosyncrasies of this interesting calendar that we have in college football, where you've got two exhausted coordinators who are trying to prepare for their next job, along with trying to help their current team win a national championship.
Yeah, the portal's been open. They're trying to put together their roster for next season while also do the best they can to get this team in
I don't know if they
position
could trade for
to
him. He's got
compete for
such a big
national
contract.
championship. The calendar
Be a lot of dead
has to be
cap for the
something
Cowboys.
that's looked at in college football here this offseason.
Oregon 1st and 10 from its 13-yard line.
I got to look at the
7.
contract. Maybe they can trade him.
9:35 to play in the second quarter. Tierra Hill Jr. lined up behind Moore, who's operating out of the pistol with two receivers stacked to the left, and Moore pump fake to the left, and he loses the ball.
Oh, no.
And back inside the 3-yard line, it is recovered by Indiana.
Damn.
Don't know if it got dislodged or if Moore just lost the
Moore
ball.
turns it
But
over,
it's recovered by the
backed up.
Hoosiers. Mario Landino inside the Oregon 5-yard line. It'll be first and goal. Indiana.
He's
the
given him
second
2
turnover
touchdowns. A
by
pick
Moore.
6 now. He fumbles inside the 5.
Catastrophic turnover as this Tierra Hill is faking the run, and Dante Moore pulls it out to throw the football. It clips De'Aaron Hill, as he's running through, that ball just comes loose. And that's part of De'Aaron Hill's played this year without the reps, the snaps, too close to the quarterback. Dante Moore doesn't feel him. And now Indiana with the football inside the 5.
First and goal on the 3.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson ran Harbaugh out of town, I guess.
Here in the second quarter.
I guess Lamar Jackson told him or me.
Kalon Black, the tailback to the right of Mendoza, who's lined up in shotgun, a bunch formation to his right. Snap to Mendoza, quick pitch to Black, running to the right. He hurdles a defender and gets down to the 2 before the tackle is made. 8 of 1, it'll be second and goal.
Dylan Thieneman is all over the place. Try to hit it to the far side perimeter, and Thieneman upends the running back for a nice tackle.
Second and goal on the 2 for Indiana. They'll spread it out, send a receiver, Surratt, wide to the left. Another one to the far side right, and the gun is Mendoza. Black to his left. Snap Mendoza, and he hands it off to Black up the middle, gets hit at the 2, dives toward the goal line, but comes up short.
No touchdown. It's going to be third down. I could see Lamar requesting or wanting to go somewhere else, but again, they have such big contracts. It's hard to move those guys. And then they want a bunch of first-round picks, too.
Roll off that initial tackle, but Jerry Mixon slams the door shut inside the 1.
6 offensive linemen in for Indiana. Shotgun formation on third and goal at the 1. Receivers right and left. Mendoza takes the snap, and off Black running straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana.
They got it.
It is 20-7. 2 touchdowns off Oregon turnovers. 8:17 to go in the first half.
And it's just power football off the right side. Run behind the right guard, Bray Lynch. The right tackle, Khalil Benson. And they get Riley Nowakowski out in front. And Kalon Black not going to be
I'll tell you who's
denied
fucked. The
as he
Chiefs are
barrels his
fucked
way
this
to the
year.
end zone.
Mahomes is going to be out for 2026. Who's going to be quarterback for him? They might lose every game.
You're asking for trouble. Radicic on for the extra point. The snap is good. The ball's down, and the kick is good to make it 21-7 Indiana with 8:17 to go in the first half. This is the college football playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Score more with the college-branded Venmo debit card. Rep your team with every tap and earn up to 5%
No, I don't think the Ravens
cashback through Venmo
would
Stash,
trade
a
him
new
to
rewards program
inside the
where more you
AFC.
do,
I think they'd
more
move
you
him to
get.
the NFC.
Get your Venmo debit card today and start earning rewards with Venmo Stash. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Select schools available. Venmo Stash terms and exclusions apply. Max $100 cash back per month. See terms at venmo.me/stash terms.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
The NFL playoffs are here, and it all starts with Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon.
Man, it all comes down to this.
12 teams, 6 games, 3 days, and 1 epic weekend.
My goodness!
It's win or go home, and every moment counts on the road to Super Bowl 60. Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon. January 10th through 12th. Visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule.
This is the college football playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
I just don't think Mahomes will be healthy to start the 2026 season. Then if we go 0-5, I mean, why bring him back?
How do the Ducks respond now?
Well, you wonder if they change the game plan. He's going to run the football quite a bit. It's been a heavy dose of Jay Harris. But you're probably going to have to put the ball on the arm of Dante Moore. I'm curious about the running back position here because De'Aaron Hill clearly in the wrong spot there. We've already seen him go with Jay Harris quite a bit. They're down Jordan Davison, broken clavicle. Jaden Lamar is in the transfer portal. Noah Whittington, we know, is very limited. We've really seen him in one time to be a blocker. They just don't have a lot of options at that running back spot right now. Not an opportune situation for Dan Lanning and his offense.
Hill is on as the kick returner here. As Quinn Warren will boot it deep for Indiana from his 35-yard line. But it'll be interesting to see who comes out at running back for Oregon on this next play.
Yeah, they don't protect Burrow. They don't value the offensive line. They're paying two wide receivers big money. They should have got rid of Higgins or Chase. Should have paid Chase, got rid of Higgins.
As Moore was trying to throw it, it was a fumble recovered by Indiana at the 3. They score 3 plays later. Kickoff will go through the end zone for a touchback, so Oregon will start on its 25-yard line. And it will be Jay Harris at running back on this play for the Ducks.
This Indiana team is so disciplined.
Then that Hendrickson contract last year was a mess. I don't think I've ever seen a player hold an interview in training camp about a contract.
You mentioned it before the break. You cannot gift this Indiana football team 14 points. You cannot make these type of catastrophic mistakes that we've seen here in this first half from Dante Moore and the Oregon offense.
Moore in the gun. To his right is Harris, and he gives to Harris on first down. No running room up the middle. He's pushed back at the 25, the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play for Harris. It'll be second down and 10. Aiden Fisher, first team All Big Ten linebacker, the first man there.
Leader of this defense came over with Kurt Cignetti from James Madison. So smart, such a physical downhill linebacker, and a nice stop on first down.
Empty set for Moore on second and 10 from his 25. 3 receivers right, 2 left. Snap to Moore. Straight drop. Steps up, dumps it off over the middle. Caught Harris. Past the 35, a first down. And tackled at the 40-yard line. Moore got it out of his hand quickly and gained 15 yards.
Jay Harris already with his 3rd reception on the ball game. Nice job by Jay Harris. Got him matched up on Aiden Fisher. And Aiden Fisher unable to stay up and cover.
Snap to Moore, run play off left tackle. Harris with room across midfield, spun down. Actually short of midfield, spun down to the 47-yard line by Farrell. But it's a 7-yard gain, 7-minute mark, second quarter. 21-7 Indiana. Oregon trying to get another score here before
It's just
halftime.
2 turnovers for Oregon. Pick 6 and he fumbled inside his 5. That's why they're down 2 scores right now.
People have seen much of Jay Harris, knew what to expect, but boy, he has been a real
Oregon's
bright spot
defense
for
has
this
played
Oregon offense.
well.
6 offensive linemen for Oregon on second and 3 on the Duck 47. 1 receiver right, 2 to the left. Shotgun set for Dante Moore. To his right is Harris. Snap to Moore. He'll drop back to throw. Looking deep in trouble. Takes a sack. Back at the 38-yard line. Dominique Radcliffe. Moore's got to throw that away.
Trying to do a little bit too much right there. Yeah, he's got to throw that away.
I thought he had Malik Benson up the seam. Play action pass. And the burner, Benson, was open. And Dante Moore just never saw it. There's only a center field safety, and if he lets this pass go up the seam, it's a touchdown. And instead, he holds on to it too long. And a big sack for Ratcliffe and Tyreek Tucker.
6-minute mark, second quarter. Oregon down 21-7. 3rd and 12 for the Ducks on their 38. Shotgun set. 4 receivers left. Moore has the ball, drops back to pass, and sacked again back at the 30-yard line. A loss of 8 on the play. And so they go from 2nd and 3 to 3rd.
Yeah, like a safety valve in the flat.
19, and they will punt it away with 5.5 to go in the second quarter.
Well, this was a problem in the first game, protecting Dante Moore.
I mean, he's only been sacked 15 times all year, but 6 by Indiana in that first game, and now 2 or 3 tonight.
A nice blitz, and it's also in Dukwe off the other side.
Something about Indiana makes him hold on to the ball way too long. Something what Indiana does on defense. Because usually that ball's out of his hand 1-2 seconds out. But he holds on to 3 to 4 seconds when he plays Indiana.
Snap to Ferguson Reynolds, moves to his right, gets the kick away, line drive. Brady waits for it, fields it on the 24, runs left 25, 30, 35, 38, and brought down there. So 4:57 to go here in the first half. And boy, if Indiana can go down and score, knowing that it will get the ball to start the second half, they got a chance maybe to put this thing away early with a spot in the national title game against Miami on the line.
Especially with the way this Indiana defense has played all season. You know, you give them a 3-score lead, and it kind of feels like lights out. And though we saw Oregon respond in that second drive, we've now seen this Indiana defense settle in and be the defense that we've seen for the bulk of the season. Relentless pressure on Dante Moore here these last couple of drives.
They only give up 10 points per game. They've surrendered 7 already, but they lead 21-7, and we check in with Alyssa down on the field.
Yeah, and the Indiana
Where's
defense,
Siddiq
guys,
been?
firing up the Indiana
And that's the
offensive
best tight
line,
end in
who
America.
leapt up off the bench, ready to run back onto the
He's
field.
been a non-factor
after those
out there.
back-to-back sacks. Fernando Mendoza talked about the reinvigoration of this line after Pat Coogan won Rose Bowl MVP. He said they were already a motivated group. They're motivated even more. He said they're the only reason this offense is any good. So it was great for the team to watch them get that type of recognition after dominating Alabama. This is a group that wants to continue, that they deserve it here on this stage at the Peach Bowl.
38 points against Alabama, their first ever Rose Bowl win. That's after they were able to squeak by Ohio State 13-10 on a missed field goal by Ohio State late in the Big Ten championship game. They've got 14 points on offense, 7 on defense with the interception return for a touchdown. They also had the benefit of the short field, having a first and goal on the 3. But even on that great offensive drive that Indiana had, Mendoza looked incredible. So there's nothing right now that Indiana can't do. At least that's how it seems.
Oregon has to step up defensively here on this possession. I expect Indiana's going to come out and try to run the football. They're going to have to bow their necks. And then if they get in third down situations like we saw the pressure come from Wyatt, find a way to harass and get after Fernando Mendoza. A pivotal possession right here for this Oregon defense.
The bounce is definitely going Indiana's way. When Mendoza got hit, the ball pops up into the air, just ends up going back to Mendoza. He actually could have thrown the ball. I think he looked confused either whether he knew he could throw it or not, took that sack. Whereas when Oregon has the ball, Dante Moore is going to throw. His arm hits a teammate. The ball comes out. Indiana recovers it on the 3. Miami will play the winner of this game in 10 days in Miami for the national championship. Mendoza looking to go back home where he grew up. Christopher Columbus High School is where he played before going to Cal and then eventually to Bloomington, Indiana to play for Curt Cignetti. He's 25-2 in 2 years as the Indiana head coach. So it'll be first down for Indiana on its 39 with 4:57 to go here in the first half. The Hoosiers 21, the Ducks 7. They'll break the huddle, and it'll be Roman Hemby at running back to the right of Mendoza, who's lined up in shotgun. Indiana goes with 6 offensive linemen. Snap to Mendoza, play fake. Little half roll to the right. Oh, a check down short left, caught by Hemby, but he is leveled as he caught it at the 38 by Betcher, so no gain on the play as the tackle is made on the near sideline.
Excellent recognition by Bryce Betcher. Play action, and then they throw it back to Hemby on the near side, outside the numbers, and Bryce Betcher's all over it, reads it the entire way, and it's catch tackle for a no gain.
Go back to the traditional 5 offensive linemen look for 2nd and 10 on the Indiana 39. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Mendoza in the gun. To his left is Hemby. Snap to Mendoza, short set, and throws back shoulder fade to Surratt that's caught near side at the 42. And
This guy's unreal, man.
Oregon territory, there's a flag down.
It's the second
Aaron
pretty
Johnson
back
in
shoulder
coverage.
he's
He may have
throwing tonight.
interfered with Surratt, but it didn't matter. He made the catch anyway.
Pass interference, defense, number 5. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
I mean, how do you defend it? No one throws the back shoulder better than Fernando Mendoza to Elijah Surratt. Hand fighting going on near the sidelines. It draws the flag on Johnson. But the strength of Surratt, we've seen it multiple times to fight through the contact. Catch that with one arm as he goes to the ground.
Gain of 19, first down at the 43 of Oregon. Mendoza off the fake, rolling right. Now he's continuing to roll and dumps it off short right. Cooper at the 35, out of bounds at the 36-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play, 3:45 and counting here in the first half. Indiana up 21-7.
Such a smart play there by Mendoza. He's going to roll all the way to his right. Defender is in such conflict. Do I stay in coverage? Do I come? And Mendoza with patience waits right there around the line of scrimmage, and he hits Cooper last second for a nice pickup.
You see the experience of Mendoza versus the inexperience of Moore. 2nd and 3 at the 36 of Oregon. Snap to Mendoza. Straight drop. Looks deep. Fires right side. Going into the end zone. And going up high. And making the catch for a touchdown is Charlie Becker. What a
That might be the dagger.
as the Hoosiers make it 27-7.
They're up 3
a
touchdowns now.
36-yard touchdown pass. Brandon Finney Jr., MVP of the Orange Bowl, true freshman in coverage. He could not do anything about that because where the ball was placed, the second touchdown pass by Mendoza.
Well, it's official. Mendoza's going to be the number 1 overall pick.
Radish to John for the extra point with 3:13 to go here in the second quarter. Snap,
There's nobody better than
up,
that.
and it is good. And it's all Hoosiers, 28-7.
Wow. These throws from Fernando Mendoza are spectacular. And how about Charlie Becker? One-on-one outside, no safety help. And Becker's got great size. He's 6'4", tremendous speed, and he's really the best vertical threat on this offense. Jab step inside, gets outside leverage on Finney. The coverage wasn't bad, but the throw, as you mentioned, delivered perfect. And how about Becker? How many times have we seen this? High point the football, go up and get it. It's on his face. And he completes the process of the catch through the ground. Wow.
Dustin Dvorak instant analysis brought to you by SoFi. Get your money right.
Fernando Mendoza about to get his money right, making throws like that.
About to be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. I don't think there's any question about that.
You do NFL games all the time. How impressed are you so far with what you've seen from
That's a
Mendoza?
lot.
I saw a lot of NFL
Can
games
lock
this
that
year.
up right now. Mendoza
Wasn't as
number
good as
1
we're
overall
seeing
to the
tonight from
Raiders.
Fernando Mendoza. The kickoff right to left by Indiana's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25 for Oregon with 3:13 to go in the second quarter. And Indiana up 28-7.
The first time these teams played, Charlie Becker wasn't even a piece of the offense, really. He had 1 target, and it was really an injury to Surratt at Penn State when Charlie Becker had to step up. That was the first of his 3 100-yard games down the stretch of the season, and now he's become a big piece. You got to deal with Surratt. You got to deal with Cooper Jr., and you got to
I
deal with
wonder
Charlie
if Mendoza
Becker.
can take the
with a
Raiders
guy
from the
who
most
can't
hated
miss
team in
delivering
the
the football.
NFL to the most liked team in the
quarter
NFL.
for Oregon. First down on their 25. They're going to run it to the left. And up near the 30-yard line is Hill. For a gain of 4. 3 timeouts left and the benefit of the official 2-minute timeout. Oregon just trying to run its offense, chip away here if it can. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 on the 29. They trail by 21 with 2:50 to go till halftime. Hill is next to the quarterback. Moore is in shotgun. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Snap to Moore. 3-step drop. Looking. Gets hit. Sack. Ball's fumbled. And Indiana's got it at the 25-yard line. It was
Another
chopped
turnover.
out
3 turnovers.
by
Pick six,
Ndukwe.
2 fumbles.
And Indiana recovers it at the 20. The 3rd turnover in the first half by Oregon. It's Landino that comes up with the recovery with 2:32 to go in the first half.
There's got to be a clock in
Oh
the
yeah, Mark
head
Davis is really
of
bad.
Dante Moore. He's standing
That's why he
back
hired
there too
Tom
long.
Brady.
And Ndukwe has a nice
Or
rush.
gave Tom
but he
Brady
comes
some of
late,
that franchise.
and a big hit delivered just as Dante Moore is cocking, ready to throw. Ball gets dislodged from his right hand. And it's Mario Landino's 2nd fumble recovery here in this quarter.
But Brady wanted Matthew Stafford. Brady wanted Ben Johnson.
Indiana
They ended up having to settle for Pete Carroll.
Again, they get the ball to start the second half. They lead
And Geno
28-7
Smith.
with 2:32 to go, and they start in the red zone for the 3rd time. First down at the 20. Snap to Mendoza, and he's going to keep it running to the left. Breaks a tackle, and he's still going on the near side and then gang tackled.
What's up, Lucy? Indiana on top, 28-7.
That should take us down to the 2-minute timeout.
And actually probably might add a field goal on here, make it 31-7.
Mendoza got to be careful there. Got to protect himself. took a couple shots so far here in this first half.
The stiff arm on the backer, Bryce Betcher. Doesn't typically happen. He evades the first two Oregon defenders, but then a host of Ducks bring him to the ground.
We've hit the 2-minute timeout, 28-7 Indiana. We now pause 10 seconds for station identification. You are listening to the College Football Playoff Semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
If I'm a Jets fan, I can't
Indiana outscoring its opponents in the playoffs so far this year,
Dante Moore for
66-10.
some reason.
Let's check in with Alyssa.
Well, guys, I've been watching Fernando
the way that
Mendoza
he's played
after coming
tonight.
off of the field after that last touchdown throw to Becker, and this is my first time seeing him in person. The way I would describe him, dialed in. He celebrated for maybe 1 or 2 seconds before sitting on the bench, grabbing the iPad, and asking some quiet around him to make sure he could watch that last drive back. He's a guy who's so process-oriented, dialed into what needs to happen next and where his feet are, where he is in that moment, and then was ready to run back out onto the field after Indiana turned over Oregon again. He's a guy that's been so focused on the task at hand right now. He said the only apps he has on his phone are LinkedIn and YouTube. That's it. That's all he's been looking at this week to try to lead his team to another victory.
And Dusty already touched on just where he came from, a guy that no one even talked about the first half of the season, but he's got touchdowns now in each of the last 2 games here in the college football playoff.
Been sensational down the stretch, and just weapons galore for Fernando Mendoza. I'm just wondering, what's he doing at LinkedIn? I don't think he's going to have to worry too much about the job market. I think we know exactly what that's going to look like.
Well, let's see if
Mendoza for president, man.
Becker can hook up again here.
I bet you
with
he could be
Indiana
president too.
At the 19 of
the way
Oregon
that
with
he
2
just
minutes to go,
interviews,
leading
conducts himself.
28-7. Mendoza with 2 touchdown passes. There was a touchdown run after they forced the turnover inside the 5. A pick 6 on the first play by Pons. And Dante Moore's turned the ball over 3 times. So that's 5 giveaways by Moore in 6 quarters against Indiana. And the other 13 games, Moore had a total of 7 turnovers. But this clearly is the best defense he has played this season. Meanwhile, Mendoza's got just 1 incompletion. That was a pass breakup. Otherwise, he's had a perfect day.
Dante Moore's been sacked 18 times this season. 8 of those are by this Indiana defense. I mean, I haven't watched a more complete defense.
Something that Indiana does on defense makes
film.
him hold
They
on to
just
the
come
ball
at you from so many different ways, and they're so good on the back end.
Takes
with
away
the
his first
coverage,
and second read.
disguising the look,
He's
confusing
not
the
good
quarterback.
enough to go through his
By the time
progressions
you
yet.
figure out what's what, you're getting hit.
Oregon was able to survive the pick 6, but doesn't look like, at least for now, they've been able to recover from that terrible mistake where Moore, going back to throw, hits the elbow of his running back who is faking the handoff, and Indiana recovered on the 3 and later scored. 28-7, 2nd and 8 for the Hoosiers on the Oregon 19. 3 receiver set, 2 to the right. Mendoza in shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Black, running straight ahead. Down to the 15, surging to the 14 before they blow it dead. Gain of 5, it'll 3rd down and about 3 here for the Hoosiers.
Oregon, it is their first. It will be 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 54 seconds. Thank you.
Oregon trying to make sure it has some time left, hoping it can hold Indiana to a field goal. It'll be 3rd and 3.
I think they have to. I mean, because as you've touched on, Indiana getting the ball coming out of half, you start to look at the score. You've got to create possessions. You've got to find a way to get your offensive football and try to
Yeah, they can't give up a touchdown. I mean, any points, it's over.
I know
Honestly.
you had a sense in our conversation earlier today, you felt good about Indiana tonight, but it certainly helps when Oregon is making these kind of mistakes.
I mean, 3 turnovers in the first half. I mean, essentially gifting 14 points, and we'll see what happens here off this 3rd turnover. It's just, you have to play almost flawless to be able to beat this Indiana team. And in Oregon, to this point, has been anything but that.
3rd and 4 for Indiana at the 15 of Oregon. Shotgun for Mendoza. 2 receivers right. Snap Mendoza. Swing pass to the right. Caught at the 15 far side. 10 a first down to the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal. They lined up D'Angelo Pons, a cornerback, in the backfield. And he leaped out to the right, caught a pass.
It is
and now his first
It will be
and goal at the 9-yard line.
And Indiana just put a cornerback in
Worked
at
him
running
right
back.
back out through the swing screen to the far side. Let the corner get outside the numbers. He got some good quickness out there with the ball in his hands. Good tackle on the perimeter by Kennedy. Or D'Angelo Pons is probably head to the pylon getting in the end zone.
Curt Cignetti saying, we're going for it right here. We're going to put Pons in the game. He's already got one touchdown on defense. Let's get him one on offense to make this a 35-7 game. 1:49 to go in the half. Indiana with a first down and goal.
Pons, one of the many James Madison carryovers that came over with Curt Cignetti, had all that success at James Madison, brought 13 of his players with him, 7 still on the roster, and some of the best players
I call him
this Indiana
Tebow
team
Jr.
has.
They're going to go with 6 linemen on first down and goal at the 9. Plenty of time for Indiana with 2 timeouts, 1:49 to go. 1 timeout for Oregon. 1 receiver to the left is Surratt. Another receiver to the right, and Mendoza in shotgun, ball on the far hash mark. Snap to Mendoza, handoff, Henby up the middle, huge hole. Down to the 5, down to the 1, getting some help from an offensive lineman, and they finally whistle it at the 1-yard line. 1:40 to go in the half. Oregon not going to call that last time out, it looks like. It'll be second and goal on the 1 for Indiana.
I mean, the right
Hey, what's
side,
up, Dan?
74. Brave
Tough
Lynch,
task,
the
Dan.
right tackle,
They're down
Columbus, and they gave
21.
everything down.
Indiana's
The
about
tight
ready to
end,
go in again for the
Nowakowski, kick it
touchdown
out.
to 28.
Massive hole. Dave, you could have ran through there for Hemby as he gets down to the 1.
They put 2 backs in the backfield. Kobe Martin and Roman Hemby behind Mendoza on second down and goal at the 1. Mendoza takes, and he pitches to Hemby running right, and he is hit at the 2. They lose a yard.
I saw Georgia come back on West Virginia one time. They were down 35-7. I know it's possible.
It will be 30 seconds.
They actually lose 2 yards. It'll be third and goal on the 3 with 1 minute and 2 seconds to go.
Right now, you're watching a simulation between Oregon and Indiana, and the radio play-by-play of the real game.
Still feels like a lot to overcome for Oregon, but obviously you surrender 7 here, knowing Indiana's got to get the ball.
But
to
it
start
just
the
glitched
second
out.
half. The chances go way down.
Sometimes it does this.
Depending on what happens here, it won't surprise me if this is 4-down territory for Curt Cignetti. He's the type of coach that'll go for your jugular. And I feel like right now, he doesn't want to settle for 3 sitting here inside the 5-yard line. This could easily be 4-down territory.
Oregon had that nice scoring drive, 14 plays, 75 yards. The other 5 drives, 12 plays, -1 yard. 3 turnovers, including the pick 6, 11 seconds into the game. Third and goal on the 2, just outside a minute to go. Spread formation, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Mendoza operating on a shotgun with Hemby to his right. Mendoza waiting for the snap. He's got the football, looks left, throws left, and it is caught by Surratt in the end zone.
Jesus.
Touchdown, Indiana.
That's 2 for Surratt.
34-7.
They're up 4
The third
touchdowns
touchdown
now.
pass by Mendoza here in the first half.
35-7.
Well, the formation was to the far side of the field, the far hash into the boundary. They went trips to the field, the wide side, and the farthest wide receiver was Surratt. He runs a slant inside, and it's a strike. Now, was his knee down prior to getting to the end zone?
The previous play is under video review.
Surratt catches this football and goes down to the ground. Looks like he's got a cheek down as he's turning. Where's the football? Is it over the goal line? It's going to be really close, Dave.
Caught the ball outside the numbers at the 1 and went to the ground expecting the hit. We imagine that's why he went to the ground.
Yeah, they're cooked right now, Conscious
And
Machine.
because he had his back to the goal line, the ball
I don't think they'll be able to recover from this
either
deficit.
barely crossed
Just
or
the way they're
didn't
turning the
cross when
football
his
over.
left leg and rear end hit the turf.
I mean, the first play of the game was pick 6.
When he hits the turf, I mean,
I think he's short.
It's as close as it gets, but I think he is about a credit card length short.
The only thing they can hope for is this is not a touchdown. They force Indiana to a field goal.
And maybe it's that, I mean, if we're talking that close, it's got to be clear and obvious to overturn the call in the field. Not clear and obvious, and the route is on.
Looks like it's going to be a touchdown.
All the ball has to do is just cross the front of that chalk mark, the front of the
And
plane.
the crazy part is Indiana gets the ball after the half, and they're smashing it.
14-7, and Oregon had the ball.
Like everything's going right for Indiana right now. Even when they turn it over, the ball bounces up right to them.
And good. So Indiana is up by 28 points with 59 seconds to go here in this first half.
21 points off turnovers. Oregon only giving up 33 points off turnovers.
And up for Indiana, though. Starting defensive end, one of those James Madison transfers that followed Cignetti to Bloomington. With 36 seconds to go in the first half, Indiana up 35-7. A defensive touchdown to start the game. An interception return for a touchdown. Fernando Mendoza with 3 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers. He's got 39 passing touchdowns on the year. And a rushing touchdown on the short field when Indiana recovered a fumble at the Oregon 3.
We talk about all these players that came over with Kurt Cignetti. How about his coordinators? Brian Haynes, who's been masterful, goes all the way back to IUP, as does Mike Shanahan, the first coaching job that Kurt Cignetti had. Both coordinators have been outstanding and very loyal to Kurt Cignetti.
3 receivers right, 1 left. 20 after the hold from the Oregon 29. More takes, back to pass, side near side incomplete. Also, Shanahan's a great name to have if you're an offensive coordinator and you're scoring 30-plus points in each playoff game. No relation to Mike and Kyle Shanahan, but a name that I'm sure will get mentioned a lot along with just about anybody connected to Kurt Cignetti.
That's exactly right. I mean, what he's doing and what he's done at every stop he's been to is unbelievable.
So it is 2nd and 20 with 32 seconds left on the 29 of Oregon. Back to pass goes Moore, screen to the left. It is caught by Hill at the 30. Far side 40. Into the 42-yard line, tackled there. Oregon doesn't have a timeout, so the clock is moving with 20 seconds to go. 3rd and 7. Clock at 17. Oregon trying to get lined up with 15. 2 receivers right. 3rd and 7 on the 42. Snap with 12 seconds. More straight drop. Flips it over the middle. Caught at the 40 of Indiana down to the 38. 6 seconds left. Clock will stop to reset the chains. They got to snap it and spike it quickly. Moore gets the team down the field under center. As the clock starts again, he takes the snap and spikes it with 3 seconds left. You try a field goal here would be about a 57-yarder. The long on the year for Sappington is 51, and he will come on to try a kick here.
Given you had to deal with the hold, I think it's a nice job by Dante Moore just getting them into this position. A couple of nice throws on this drive. Middle of the field, Dante Moore's done a pretty good job. That's kind of been his sweet spot here so far. When he has had success, it's come in the middle of the field.
A 56-yard attempt for Sappington. Career long is 51. Ball on the far hash mark. Snap.
What's
ball
up,
down.
Alan?
The kick is up, and the kick is going to be way short. It lands about 6 yards deep in the end zone.
That pretty much sums it up for Oregon. 35-7 at the half.
Comes to an end. Indiana 35, Oregon 7, and again the Hoosiers will get the ball.
Hoosier daddy. Hoosier daddy.
A half for Indiana. Obviously, Oregon and the turnovers, tough to figure out exactly a couple of those, but you want to talk about setting the tone of this game. D'Angelo Pond
It's a route, Jackie.
with the opening play, pick 6 to the house. And it's been all Hoosiers here in this first half, Dave. Dan
I was hoping
Lanning's
for a
going to have
good
to figure
game.
out some answers and find a way for his defense to step up to give them any kind of chance in the second half.
It is 35-7 at halftime. Indiana trying to advance to play Miami for the national championship. We'll have much more from Atlanta, but right now Jim Baskell in the studio with the halftime report.
All right, Dave, thanks so much. 3 turnovers key. 3-0 the turnover advantage for the Hoosiers. 3 scoring strikes for Fernando Mendoza, who was 10 of 11 in the opening half. Coming up next, the College Football Live halftime report. We'll hear
10
from
of
Kelly
11.
Stauffer on the Canes of Miami. That's half of the College Football
he went
National
16
Championship.
of
This is
18
the College
the last
Football
game
Playoff
he played?
semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on
He doesn't
ESPN
miss.
Radio and the ESPN app.
I'm Serena Williams, and I'm healthier
Yeah, I
on
believe
Row.
so. It was like
I've lost 34
26
pounds
to
in a year
7 or
with
something like that.
GLP-1s, diet, and exercise. On Row, you can access GLP-1 options,
They didn't play
including
well
the
in that
first
game either.
FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss. Go to row.co/Williams to see if you qualify. 14 to 20% average
I
weight
wonder
loss
if
in 1
Dante
year
Moore's
in
gonna stay
non-diabetics
another
with
year.
obesity or overweight with a
He'll be the
weight-related
second
medical
pick in the
condition
draft
versus
if he comes out.
2.2% to 3.1% in placebo arm. RX only. To stay informed about serious side effects, go to row.co/safety.
This week on ABC Hockey
Remember that one
Saturday,
year Matt
we're going
Leinart
old
should have
school.
came out,
The great
would have been
rivalry
like
that dates
number 1
back to
overall.
1926, and they
He
just
stayed
don't
his
like each
senior
other.
year and
In
he
this
dropped to
goal, the
15.
Broadway Blue Shirts. Panarin down the
Here we
middle.
go.
Score! Against the black and gold. Pasternak, you score! There's nothing like homemade pasta. That's a battle in Beantown.
Now, Texas will be in
Hockey
it next
Saturday,
year.
presented by Honda.
Arch Manning will be Mendoza next
Saturday
year, I bet.
at 1 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app.
Wouldn't it be crazy if the Chiefs got the number 1 overall
This
pick
is
in
Freddie and Harry
2027?
on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
You
A
had
lot of these
Mendoza,
owners,
or
yes,
you
they're
had a
going to
Manning,
be
and you had
impatient. And the
Mahomes.
reason why they're impatient with these coaches
Trade
and not
Mahomes.
giving them a lot of time, when you have guys like Mike McDonald, the number 1 seed right now in the NFC with the Seattle Seahawks, why can't that be my team? Ben Johnson with the Chicago Bears, the 2 seed in the NFC. Those owners say, why can't this be my team?
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
You understand why these teams have cycled through coaches as many times as they have, or cycled through general managers
Armando,
as many
this is a
times they have,
simulation.
because they're never on the same
So this
contract
is a
wavelength here.
simulation
The
right now that
staggered
you're
version
watching.
of this
But
is
you're
why
listening to
these
the
teams
actual real
continue
play-by-play.
to be dysfunctional over and over and over again.
It's a new thing that I created, bro.
On ESPN Radio and on ESPN
Not a lot of people are doing it.
Hey, it's Greg McElroy from the Always College Football Podcast. Check out our current episode where we preview the college football playoff semifinals and give you a little look into the transfer portal. Download it anywhere you get your podcast.
You're listening to the College Football Playoff Semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Campbell is waiting in the gun, takes the snap, drops back, fades to his left, looking downfield, throwing for the end zone. It is knocked down, incomplete, and the ball game's over. The Miami Hurricanes are headed back to the championship game.
From the All-State Studios, Jim Baskell back in the College Football Live halftime report. That was a night ago. The Miami Hurricanes reaching the national championship by way of a 31-27 win over Ole Miss. Mark Kestecher on that final call. We're joined by his teammate, Kelly Stauffer, who was also part of that call. And Kelly, they controlled the line of scrimmage, more than doubled them in time of possessions. Your biggest takeaway from that Miami win a night ago?
Well, it certainly was impressive, Jim, to say the least. And Mark Kestecher and Ian Fitzsimmons and I went into that game thinking that the most intriguing part of it was the contrast in styles, where, you know, Ole Miss wanted to go fast on offense and have a volume of plays and spread it out with a Trinidad Chambliss at quarterback that could run around. And then Miami, conversely, offensively, they wanted to be methodical and be efficient and execute. And it was which style was going to win out. You know, Miami's defense is used to dictating the terms of a game. So, you know, was that go fast Ole Miss offense going to be trouble for
Who
them?
you guys got now, one Indiana or Miami?
Ole Miss's defense really wants to force the offense, in this case Miami, to be ultra patient. So it almost seemed like Carson Beck was like the kryptonite for what Ole Miss presented defensively, because he's been incredibly efficient now for several games in a row, and that's exactly what happened. I think Miami.
I'll say Indiana -4 would be the
Time
spread.
of possession team. I think they were 13 of
Indiana will be
19
the favorite.
on third down, which is insanely
Yeah,
good.
4.5.
And Miami's defense was typically
It won't be a touchdown. That's
great
too
when they
much.
needed to be. They didn't
With
really
Miami's
let
defense.
Trinidad
Yeah, I'll
Chambliss
say 4.5.
really loose
A
that
little bit
much.
more than
A
3.
little bit in the second half, but for the most part, I think Miami dictated the terms on both sides of the ball.
So what we got here, Kelly, is a one-sided affair at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Indiana up top 35-7. Looking ahead at the national championship, how vital is it or how difficult might it be for Miami to get the same such results? They've had 3 straight games of running for 150-plus yards against this Indiana D.
Well, Jim, I think certainly Miami has to accentuate the things that make them who they are. But honestly, what I just said about Miami applies to Indiana maybe times 10. Miami, their offensive line is probably the best thing they do, certainly on the offensive side of the ball. And so that's where the game plan begins. Can Miami's offensive line kind of control things in that matchup? So if you project them against, like right now, Indiana's defense, which you think that matchup is now going to happen when it's 35-7 at halftime, that's going to be, I think, where that matchup begins. Miami's offense has been extremely good, but Indiana's defense just simply does not let people run the football. So something's got to give. And then Indiana defensively plays more zone coverage than any team in college football. And so the opposing quarterback, in this case it will be Carson Beck, has to be incredibly patient. Well, that's been Carson Beck's middle name for about 7 games now. He's completing over 74% of his passes on the year. He has been willing to check the ball down when he needs to. He takes shots when they're there to take, like he did last night. So, I don't know. It's just Miami presents a lot of things that should be trouble for Indiana. But I keep waiting for Indiana to blink, and every time I look, they're getting better.
No question about it, and they've shown it the last 2 games against Alabama and Indiana, and their quarterback gets better each game. He's ESPN college football analyst Kelly Stauffer. Kelly, we appreciate a few minutes.
All right, you have a good evening.
And that takes us to today's trivia answer. It's brought to you by Dr. Pepper. We mentioned in 4 seasons as Oregon coach Dan Lanning, 48-7 record, second best among FBS coaches during that span. Who or which is the only team that has more wins? And it's the Georgia Bulldogs with 51. Trivia brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It's not bowl season without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing. Coming up next in the College Football Live halftime report, Trevor Maddich joins us where he sizes up that first half, which was dominated by the Hoosiers. You're listening to the College Football Playoff semifinal, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
3 on the way for the win. He got it!
College Basketball Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's an SEC showdown in Gainesville.
Spins right to the baseline. He's held. The layup is good. And a chance for 3 at the line.
The 21st ranked Tennessee Vols face the Florida Gators. Number 21 Tennessee at Florida. Coverage begins tomorrow morning at 11:30 Eastern with tip-off at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN. Earlier on Clinton and Friends.
I understand that you is back. Let us bring all of the necessary pomp and reverence with all that. Couple Cristobal chest bumps, whatever you want. But that team got a little bit fortunate in winning that football game, if you ask me. And in a back-and-forth affair in which it kind of appeared that neither team necessarily wanted to grab a hold of that game, Miami came out on top, and now they're going to go home and play for it all.
Clinton and Friends. Weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. The Rich Eisen Show.
Our next guest, he's my best friend forever. My new BFF, the head coach of Michigan football. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Whittingham is here on the program. Are you aware that we're best friends forever?
I am now.
Very good.
Friendship accepted. How about that?
Fantastic. I have committed to you in the friendship portal. I'm all in. I come free. I work cheap as a friend.
That's refreshing. That's very refreshing.
The Rich Eisen Show from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus.
Dominique Foxworth Show.
Harbaugh got fired. I was shocked but not surprised, if that makes any sense. Like, it seemed like something that could happen, but also it's still like he's been the coach there for 19 years, and he's won a Super Bowl. You know, it takes some time before you do something like that. The tough thing is, this team has been good enough to win a championship since Lamar's second year, and they haven't yet. And so, like, it's hard to look at that and say, like, the coach or somebody hasn't been disappointed.
Check out the Dominique Foxworth Show anywhere you get your podcast.
Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic. Safe. Effective. Even money-saving. Just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
The Rich Eisen Show. Who came up with the idea of you, Rodgers, and Cam Hayward walking off the field together?
You know, it probably goes back to our days when that rivalry was really heated versus the Cincinnati Bengals and Vontaze Burfict and Pac-Man Jones and stuff. I think Cam wanted to walk out with me, man, because people be throwing stuff at us when we exit the tunnel.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus. Hey, did you miss Clinton and Friends?
Anthony in Miami, what's up?
Hey, Clinton.
Hey.
Hello? Hello?
Come on, let's go.
Hello?
All right,
I think he crossed it over. I think he connected it over. Trying to get that ding when it's time for you to talk.
All right, settled. I crossed it over. Stop saying that. You're on the air, Anthony.
Okay, so
Clinton and Friends, weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
ACC Network, your home for ACC men's basketball.
Our time is right now. The excellence of these programs, the national championships, the Hall of Famers, nothing compares to it.
They have championship expectations.
ACC men's basketball, all season long on ACC Network.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Monday, will Fernando Mendoza and the Hoosiers get one step closer to lifting the trophy, or will Oregon end their hopes of a perfect season? It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Tell me who could do it like this.
Saturday on SEC Network.
Show you how it's done.
SEC men's basketball from legendary Rupp Arena. Josh Hubbard and the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Hubbard, and a three!
Visit Otega Oweh and the Kentucky Wildcats.
Wow, Oweh the finish.
Mississippi State at Kentucky, Saturday at 8:30 Eastern on SEC Network and the ESPN app. The Hoop Collective Podcast.
I'm the no ceiling on Victor guy.
No ceiling on Wemby. I'm going to say no ceiling on these Spurs.
This is an establishing moment.
The Hoop Collective Podcast. Listen on the ESPN app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
This week on ABC Hockey Saturday, we're going old school. A great rivalry that dates back to 1926, and they just don't like each other. In this corner, the Broadway Blue Shirts. Panarin down the middle, scores! Against the black and gold. Pasternak, scores! There's nothing like homemade pasta. That's the battle in Beantown. ABC Hockey Saturday, presented by Honda. Rangers, Bruins. Saturday at 1 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app.
The College Football Playoff Semifinal of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Jim Bass, back in the College Football Live halftime report with the scoreboard update brought to you by Venmo. Score more with a college-branded Venmo debit card, the Venmo MasterCard issued by Bancorp Bank N.A.
Right side going into the end zone and going up high and making the catch for a touchdown is Charlie Becker. What a throw and catch as the Hoosiers make it 27-7, a 36-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, that's your good hands moment of the week. Fernando Mendoza to Charlie Becker, 36 yards. Brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know you can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Visit allstate.com or call a local agent for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Fernando Mendoza, 10 of 11, 110 yards, 3 scoring strikes. Hoosiers up 35-7 at the break, getting it done in all fashions, even on the ground game, 65-9. Let's bring in ESPN college football analyst Trevor Maddich. Trevor, your biggest takeaway from the opening half was what?
Astonishing number of horrific mistakes by the Oregon offense, especially quarterback Dante Moore. I mean, they gave up 35 points, but 3 of those touchdowns were on a pick six, and then 2 fumbles that gave Indiana a short field. One of those short fields was 3 yards. And so Oregon has been absolutely their own worst enemy here.
You know, it's interesting because they're 23. Indiana's 23-0 under Kirk Cignetti when out rushing opponents. You saw that play out in that first matchup, October 11th in Eugene. They have a 65-9 advantage on the ground here in this first half. Have the Ducks kind of abandoned the run game early in this one?
Well, they kind of have to now. You know, they're down so far, but the thing is, the Ducks' top 2 running backs are out with injury. And one of them, senior Noah Whittington, is really, his absence is massive because of pass protection and things that he can do in there that don't just add up to rushing yards on the box score. But he's out with an injury so far. He's played a couple of plays, and we'll see if he tries to come back and do more in the second half. That means that they've got freshmen. They've got a guy that went into the transfer portal that they pulled out of the portal just to play in this game. And so the running back position is a bit of a nightmare. Puts more pressure on quarterback Dante Moore. And part of Moore's problem is that he reaches the ball way out to the side in his throwing motion. Well, that led to 3 fumbles. 2 of them were recovered by Indiana and led to Indiana scores. One of them was recovered by Moore himself, but it was all for the same reason. And when you don't have experienced running backs in there to be able to help block, it means those defenders are closer to be able to swat the ball when you reach it out.
Yeah, they had 6 sacks and 2 interceptions or more in that first matchup. How much is this as Indiana's scheme in terms of confusing the Ducks quarterback?
Well, that's part of it, because one of the features of Indiana's defense is that they are very multiple in terms of their coverages and their pressure packages. And they don't give you the same thing twice. When it looks like one thing before the snap, it turns into another thing after the snap. And if Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback, it takes an extra second or second and a half to figure out what the real defense is, what the real pressure package is. It gives them more time to converge on him. And really, that's been the difference in this game. You know, you talk about the Oregon rushing attack. They're not running the ball well. That 9 man yards rushing partly is because of yards lost to sacks, but their leading rusher right now is Jay Harris. He's under 3 yards per carry, and he's not a guy that they really wanted to rely on here. But in the second half, the running game isn't going to be much of a part of it anyhow, because the game plan for Oregon needs to be thrown completely out, and they need to go into desperation mode. This is where Dante Moore has an opportunity to show NFL scouts that he can elevate a team. He's supposed to be the first quarterback taken in this draft, maybe the second if he comes out. Supposed to be that good of an NFL prospect. He needs to show it now in this second half if he really is.
We got about 30 seconds left, Trevor. Fernando Mendoza, 10 of 11, 110, 3 scoring strikes, second straight game thus far. More scoring strikes than incompletions. Your impressions of what he's doing on this stage?
Yeah, Mendoza is just a surgeon. He's got such a great knack for knowing what the defense is doing and where to put the ball in the most vulnerable spot. That's what Tom Brady did. Now, I'm not saying Mendoza's Brady, but that's the Tom Brady style of reading defenses that he has mastered at the college level.
And oh, by the way, Tom Brady will be a big part of the Raiders with that first pick in the coming NFL draft. Is ESPN college football analyst Trevor Maddich. Trevor, we appreciate the insight.
All right, thank you, man.
Coming up next in the College Football Live Halftime Report, the second half from Atlanta in a game that's been dominated by the Hoosiers. This is the College Football Playoff semifinal at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is the story of the One. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
You know what's great? Your contracting business is getting bigger. Here's the thing. The bigger your business, the bigger your pile of day-to-day tasks. Invoices, inventory, accounting. As you keep growing, so does the list. Service Titan is here to bring that list of tasks down to size. Our all-in-one solution for the trades makes managing your business needs, all of them, easier and faster than ever before. Learn how Service Titan can help manage the day-to-day of your business. Visit ServiceTitan.com. As a sports fan, you want the best way to watch your favorite teams at home. And now you can experience game day in all its glory with a Samsung Super Big TV. It's super big and super clear, giving you a closer view than the sidelines. And you can go big without the blur, thanks to the supersized picture enhancer, even on our biggest TVs. So get ready for your game day with the ultimate fan-worthy TV at Samsung.com. Supersized picture enhancer utilizes AI-based formulas, available on 85-inch and larger TVs on models QN70F and above.
Appreciate that like. Thank you guys. Getting me up to 30 likes.
On ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Jim Bass, we're back on the College Football Live halftime report from the very first play from scrimmage. The Hoosiers have dominated the Ducks thus far with the Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza, looking every bit the part. 35-7 Indiana. Started the second half from Atlanta with our team of Quinn Kesnick, Alyssa Lang, Dusty Dvorak, and Dave Pash.
All right, Jim, Indiana will get the ball first, leading 35-7. Let's get an update on the Hoosiers and check in with Alyssa.
Dave, I walked off the field with Indiana head coach Curt Cignetti. I said, what will you say to your team in the locker room? He said, I'll remind them one play at a time to make sure you continue to win your one-on-one battles into the second half. He said he loves what he's seeing from his defense, certainly from a turnover standpoint. When it comes to Fernando Mendoza, I said, what does that halftime conversation look like after what we just saw through the first two quarters? He said, I won't say anything to him. He's playing great. As for the other side, Quinn Kesnick caught up with Oregon head coach Dan Lanning.
Coach, what'd you say to your guys inside? Hey, don't even worry about the scoreboard. Let's not look at that. Let's worry about stacking plays, one play at a time. What do you consider stacking wins? One play at a time. Go get a successful play. Let's move forward on offense. Let's get stops on defense. That's simple. Thank you, Coach.
Well, hard not to look at the scoreboard if you're Dan Lanning, but you certainly get the message. 35-7 is the score, but that stop has to come right away, and it's something they really didn't get, Dusty, in the first half against Indiana's offense.
No, this Indiana offense had a ton of success. They ran it efficiently. Fernando Mendoza was outstanding. 10 of 11, 110 yards, 3 touchdowns in that first half. The efficiency absolutely off the charts. And to be honest, they haven't even had the football that much because they've had short fields, a defensive stop, and obviously going to start this second half with the football. But you've got to find a way, if you're Tosh Lupoy, if you're Dan Lanning, to make sure that this opening possession sets a tone for the second half of the defense, and they're able to get off the field and get a stop.
In 6 quarters of college football playoff action for Fernando Mendoza, he has twice as many touchdown passes as incompletions. 6 passing touchdowns, 3 incompletions.
Incredible.
And we're going to see him again here shortly. Oregon in all white with the green helmets will kick off left to right. Indiana, red tops, red helmets. White pants will move right to left. Roman Hemby is deep. And Sappington, who missed a 56-yard field goal try at the end of the half, will boot it deep. Winner advances to Miami to face Miami in 10 days in the national championship game. And this kickoff will go through the end zone for a touchback. Mendoza 10 of 11 with 3 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers. Just keep running your offense? Do you try to take time off the clock here, Dusty, and run the ball? What's your attack here if you're the Hoosiers?
Well, their offense is run the football, and then they play action, they throw off of it. I mean, second half against Bama, they really just lined up and ran the football down their throat. I think we're going to see a lot of that. You'll still see Mendoza throw the football, but I do think this will be a second half that we see a heavy dose of this Hoosier rushing attack.
Hemby is the running back. Mendoza in shotgun, 2 receivers right, 1 left, and a flag down. Before the first snap, it's going to be on IU.
False start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Drew Evans, the left guard, called for the penalty. That's getting a win on a play that Dan Lanning was referring to, and it wasn't even officially a play. Still 15 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 left, and a run play to the left for Hemby, who's past the 20 and up to the 22, tackled after a 2-yard gain. It'll be second down at 13.
Both these running backs for Indiana just run so hard. Roman Hemby's got a little bit more speed and size. Kalon Black, thicker, more physical runner, does a great job running through contact. We've seen both guys have success here so far in this ballgame.
So second and 13 on the Indiana 22. 30 seconds gone by in the third quarter. Hemby is the lone setback. Shotgun set for Mendoza. 3 receivers in the game. Snap to Mendoza. Drop straight back, looking left, throwing left. Pulled in for a first down by Surratt. At the 38, before he's thrown out of play by Flowers.
He doesn't miss.
And it's a gain of 16 and a first down for Indiana.
It's pretty remarkable, the connection that Mendoza has with Surratt. Crisp route runner, attacks the football. He's got such sure hands. We talked earlier in the show about those back shoulders. This is a corner blitz off the edge by Obidegu. An excellent find there by Mendoza.
Mendoza in the pistol on first down at the 38. Hemby behind him. Snap to Mendoza. Handoff up the gut. Hemby met at the line and driven back. Maybe a yard as Betcher with the stick at the 39. So it will be a 1-yard gain. Second down and long. Indiana up 35-7 over Oregon. 90 seconds gone by here in the third quarter in Atlanta.
Bryce Betcher downhill. Making a nice play. Playing with some emotion. Pounding his chest as he gets that tackle around the line of scrimmage.
Kalon Black now in at the running back spot to the right of Mendoza, who's in shotgun. Tight ends right and left on second down and 9. Hoosier 39. Snap to Mendoza. 3-step drop and throws right side on an out cut and right on the money for a first down midfield to Becker. Steps out of bounds there. You cannot throw it any better. That was a long throw. Near hash mark to the far sideline, a 12-yard gain.
Far sideline outside the numbers. Incredible throw. When that ball comes out of Mendoza's hand, Charlie Becker isn't even out of his break. Deep out-cutting route. And the ball delivered with incredible accuracy of ball placement.
Again, just 1 incompletion on the day for Mendoza. Looking like the first pick of the draft. First down at the 49 of Oregon. Out of shotgun Mendoza. Takes the snap, run play to Black off the left side. He's inside the 45 to the 40, and a first down to the 38, brought down by Kennedy, but an 11-yard gain. 3 minutes gone by in the third, 35-7 Indiana, and the Hoosiers looking for more.
They're going to hurry up, but that run off the left side, good patience and a jump cut, then burst from Black.
3 receivers, 2 left, 1 right. First down to the Oregon 39. Back to throw goes Mendoza. Flushed out, rolling left. Now runs at the 35 and ankle tackled at the 34. Betcher on the takedown, but it's a gain of 4 for Fernando Mendoza, who runs a lot better than people think.
Sneaky, athletic. I think Kirk Herbstreit described him in the Rose Bowl as a baby giraffe. It may not look great, but man, it's incredibly effective when he decides to be a runner.
6'5", 225, redshirt junior from Miami.